that fucking hospitality.
Somebody else could fight that fucking synth. Why does it have to be me?
Sorry, I had to fucking ruin it.
Just for him.
Star Trek PICARD returns Star Trek to where it should be, about human beings and their alien friends striving to be the best they can be, and in the face of great adversity, and stepping up. And it's not about, if it's what you feel, it's okay. No. What you feel is going to get you killed. You know what's not going to get you killed? Really knowing how to do your job, and working with other people that are really smart and know how to do their jobs. We have to put our emotions aside and get the job done. And that's what Star Trek to me was about. It was about being the best person, human being you can be, and finding the best people around you, the best of the best, to go out. And that's what you need to be on the final frontier. Otherwise, you will get killed. You will never survive. And Star Trek PICARD is all about these people that are the best of the best coming back together and doing what they do best. And it was refreshing.
What's up, everybody? Well, it's that time of the week when we discuss the latest episode of, Star Trek PICARD Season 3. Well, this week it's Episode 7, and this one is erroneously called Dominion, because let's be honest, the Dominion from Deep Space Nine has nothing to do with this episode whatsoever. So I just want to say hi to everyone in the chat. Joseph Dredd's here. DJ Ryan G is a member. Some guy named Pips, who's also a member. Matt, the Thad that shouldn't be, Salty, and if I said Salty again, sorry, Jacob Ironside, and I think that's it. So, but yeah, everybody, welcome, and I'm glad you're here, and let's bring in the guests. So, just want to say that there's been a lot of drama this week. I brought this up yesterday. Just once again, if you're talking to people on Twitter and debating them, because there's a lot of people that love this new season, just ask them why they like it, and simply disagree, tell them your reasons, and then be happy. And and if they say that doesn't bother them, then that's where it ends, basically. So, but I wanted to say this. We have a prophet here, and you know what happened to him? Well, he just got remonetized. So everybody congratulate him, and consider, if you haven't, join his channel. You know why? I'm a shill. I have this shirt, but I'm not wearing it right now. So, but let's here he is, the rage baiter himself. What's up, man?
That is not where it ends. When somebody says something retarded like Star Trek PICARD is good, you smash them in the face, break their nose, and then tell them that they're wrong. Hi.
Hey, somebody has to be wholesome. So, well, I guess that has to be me.
Don't fight, but there's no convincing people if they've
no, you're not going to change anybody's mind.
But I think the most interesting thing is because you've decided for some reason to involve yourself in the Twitter cesspool. But there's a lot of, it's good because it's not this. It's good because it's not that. It's good because it doesn't do this. It's good because it doesn't do that. Not it's good because, wow, that was a really well-written episode. Wow, did you remember that scene? Holy crap, did you see what happened there? Nope, it's not woke. It's not Mandalorian. It's not freaking Andor. It's not To Kill a Mockingbird. It's not, Tom Sawyer. I don't know. It's
Citizen
not
Kane.
everything.
Sorry.
It's what?
Citizen Kane.
It's not Citizen Kane. It's not Star Trek. It's not Star Trek: The Next Generation. It's not Star Trek. It's all that. It's like that. That's what comes up when you ask why do you like it? Well, it's not this. It's not woke. Well, that doesn't make it good. Makes it not woke.
Exactly. So
that's not an answer. But sorry.
I feel bad that I've subjected you to these weeks of bad television. So
That's all right, man. It is what it is. The phenomenon that's happening right now is sort of crazy. We're in this very weird place where the expectations must be at an all-time low.
Oh yeah.
If we are doing Star Trek PICARD season 3 is not bad because it's not as bad as this, or it's not as bad as that. Like that's our scale for what's good now. Is it's not as bad as it's just nuts and it just makes me wonder how they even came to like Star Trek in the first place, and then, or if they even know what they like about it, or they just turn off their brains. Who knows? I don't want to leave the other two guests backstage for too long, but I have to say this: every time you play your intro and a certain person starts preaching about why it's good, I almost throw up in my mouth every time, because this whole series has been feelings in hallways. All of it. There's these little things about maybe they're okay at doing their thing, but it's all about feelings. It's all about, ooh, should I kiss the girl? She's behind the shield. Oh, should we hold hands? Oh, is she looking at me? What is she thinking? Oh my God, is he looking at me? Why is he looking at me? He's sort of cute. Why is he moving my body around like a robot? Like, what do we do? It's all
not a robot, meat puppet. All right, but I gotta bring our other guest in. So thanks, Prophet. All right, we got he was absent last week because he was partying at a wedding, and here's Alex. What's up, Alex?
What's up?
How you doing?
I am I just watched this episode, so I'm not great.
So you weren't here last week. I'm curious how you initial thoughts about last week's episode too.
I don't remember it.
Underwhelming.
What even happened. Like, I don't even remember. Like, I'm being serious. I know I don't remember much, but I don't remember.
Geordi wouldn't help. And,
it was LaForge's in space. That's
LaForge, right. So you had the LaForge's museum, and then you have the Area 51 Daystrom station. So so that's kind of where the episode was split off, right there.
She's the smart one. She's really cool.
Yeah.
She's intelligent. She's smarter than Geordi. That one. That's right. Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, gotcha.
So, Alex, I guess you don't have much to say about that.
I really don't. In fact, I'm almost kind of glad that I wasn't on, because I would have been a shit guest, because I don't have strong opinions about the last episode, because it was boring. So I basically have one episode's worth of commentary this week, having skipped an episode.
Yeah, it was boring. That was the worst. It was just really boring, wasn't it? It was
last week was a freaking melodrama. Like you cut between Geordi, you cut between PICARD and talking to Geordi, and then it's just like they're talking about their kids, and it's like they interrupt the episode to talk about their kids, and I'm just like, get on with the story already.
Kiss the girl.
That's
the kisser.
But we got one more guest, and so Gray's not here. Gray is out, so we have another guest here, and y'all know him. He hates me for getting him to watch this season, and I honestly feel bad that he's watching it now. So that's here's Peps. What's up, man?
That's a good description of my feelings. I would have never watched this show. You did this.
And neither would have Prophet, and I don't know, Alex, you would have watched, right, or no?
Fuck no.
Okay, so I'm the reason why. So I'm the reason why these poor bastards, probably even Gray too, are watching this. I'm actually the reason why a lot of people are watching this. So once again, I take responsibility, and as a result, I'm going to have a drink, because to get through this one, I'm going to need it.
Is this a peripheral revenge? Is that what we're is that what's happening? Is this revenge?
I'm not sure the peripheral warranted this kind of revenge. This is like life in prison for shoplifting, man. Like this shoplifting. This is cruel and unusual. No. This is cruel and unusual.
I'm not going to fight you on it. I don't disagree. So,
all right, I'll read this super.
I'll
read the super chat from Salty for $4.99. Thank you, Salty. This episode was herpes flavored AIDS. R&B is a tool. Hail Brian and panel. Oh, hey Steve. Got to try to sound like a Valley girl when I say that like that.
Salty's in the stream actually when you said it like that. That was perfect. I'm kind of with Alex on this. We were talking about it a little bit before we went live. I legitimately barely know what happened in this episode. Like I had to rewind and rewatch parts of it because I assumed that I like blacked out during like a critical moment of exposition or something like that. It just things just turned into other things, and I felt like it was just like a time warp. Like nothing.
It wasn't coming together.
Sense. No,
I was doing the same thing. I'm like, what? I'm like, what? I'm looking. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Especially the end. I'm like, where did these other? I don't know if I was saying men, I wrote down men in my notes, but they're not men. They're shapeshifters. Where those other shapeshifters came up when they took the bridge? Spoiler. Like they just came out of the other door or something. Was another turbo lift? I don't know where they came from.
Maybe they were on the strike since the strike just sat there in space doing nothing.
The sort of set blocking in that scene was very confusing. It like Seven's reaction in that scene didn't make sense. It's like she was supposed to have turned around and like witnessed the ones in the bridge, but they forgot that they were going to like add digitally in post two of them like coming up into the elevator thing behind her, the turbo lift. So
we're going all the way to the end, huh?
It really like the blocking in that was terrible. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I mean, that was supposed to be the two in the turbo lift was Vatic and the Michael Myers like commander who gets shot multiple times and then just gets back up.
I request we call her Sonic Jellyman. She is super fast.
Sonic Jellyman.
I guess it would be Sonic Jelly Woman, since she is the fastest jelly creature on all the land.
You can't assume her gender. She is non-binary. I think we can say it here. She is a non-binary jelly person.
Okay, we'll call her
Sonic Jelly Person.
Okay, Sonic Jelly Person. There you go.
Yeah,
she's the fastest. Well, because it's the fastest jelly thing in the universe.
Yeah, look. I'm qualified, certified. She's the fastest thing.
Cool. All right. I'm glad that's settled.
Got to the bottom of it. I think that's the only thing to talk about this episode.
Thank God we know why she's so fast.
Thanks for having me on, Brian.
Does she have all the Chaos Emeralds too? Is that why she's so fast?
Yep. Some super Vatic and everything. And Alex, you look like you want to barf right now. Are you okay?
I'm good. No,
he's having PTSD.
It's like I'm seriously drunk as fuck, guys. Like I couldn't make it.
Vatic, no more Vatic.
Like, stop talking to me. I'm just.
I want my Vatic gloves. Then I could just be like,
no,
40 chess gentlemen.
Yeah, those. Yeah.
It's like, stop. What the fuck?
It is very much one of those things that she just has nothing going for her. Like she is not menacing as a villain at all.
Hi.
Well, can we talk about how the whole beginning of the episode is trying to make us feel bad for her, and then she goes and does like evil things. It's like, why are you trying to make us feel bad for her if she acts like a freaking complete retard? Sorry, scratch that. That's offensive to retarded people. I apologize. Act like a complete idiot.
That's par for the course these days, right? You have nowadays we can't have good versus evil. We can't have black and white. We can't have these things. You have to have empathetic villains and you have to have dirtbag shit heroes.
I think that's exactly what I said to.
You can have you can have a good antagonist that we can kind of feel a little bit of sympathy for, or kind of understand where they're kind of coming from, but they're still bad. They're like, the ends justify the means sort of way.
But it was so obvious. I think I said it to you during the watch. It's like, okay, here's the part where we get to hear about how messed up her whole life's been and why we should sympathize with her and why it's not her fault. It's not her fault that she's doing all these bad things. We have to feel bad for Vatic because it's not her fault. She's just doing it because she has to, and we should feel bad that she has to do it.
All right.
Federation Starfleet attacked. Vatic most affected.
Mm-hmm. Don't get me started about the Federation. We'll
they're evil.
That.
Well, yeah,
the Federation's so evil.
It is impossible to talk about this episode without talking about what is functionally one of the most significant retcons in the franchise, where we've just decided that no, the Federation wasn't kind of trying to work. They weren't the United States and Japan in 1947. They were instead the Soviet Union in Germany in 1949. Like, when did the Federation become the bad guys? Because I'm not gonna lie, I watched Deep Space Nine and I watched TNG, and that's not the same organization.
No, it's not.
They were always the bad guys. You just have to forget the past, kill it if you have to.
Yep.
Right? They were always the bad guys. They were exploring and colonizing space. And they didn't even make a land acknowledgement, Alex. They didn't even make a land acknowledgement.
All right, before we even go further, I want to say thank you to Michael Mayo for subscribing. And I think I hear a transmission. You guys hear a transmission?
Oh, yes, something good.
And it's not a prefix code. Nobody's under duress.
God, it's not well, maybe somebody's about to be under duress.
All right. Here's a welcome. I need to make more clips.
You just ran him out. Like, hey, welcome.
and never gets old.
Axel's a little bit of a stressful situation there. I don't know what you're talking about. I guess he does take it like a fucking in stride, right? Like a Chad.
Mm-hmm.
He's acting fully.
I mean, he's from Detroit, man.
So they pulled the Alex, I have to ask you, what did you think of that beautifully cringe moment last week when Riker whistles a tune and then a door opens like this is a fantasy dungeon crawling Zelda game? Like, he literally whistles "Pop Goes the Weasel." Why? Well, that's because that was the tune that Data couldn't figure out in Encounter at Farpoint, the very first episode of TNG. And, well, whistles it, and then the Moriarty hologram goes away because that's not the Moriarty hologram, and then the door opens. And what's the treasure? Data. Or, no, sorry, not Data. Brent Spiner, old Brent Spiner. Cyborg thing. I don't know what it's called.
A shitty setup for a shitty payoff. I don't know. If you're going to bring back Brent Spiner, can we get Data? Like, I don't care about lore. Like, I don't find it all that interesting. Can we, if we're going to do member berries, can we do fun member berries? I don't want shitty, like, subvertive member berries.
Since we've gone back, why the hell was Data even there? Can you explain that to me?
And why was he 10 million years old?
Yeah, he's a robot, right? But I guess
he's a work of art now, according to this episode.
I like the whole thing. Just is like, why is Data there? Like, why? Just tell me, why is he there?
Because they want Brent Spiner there.
Yeah, well, yes, exactly.
Frankly, so do I at this point.
But be smart. Do something smart. Like, find a smart way to do this.
I want to read Salty's another $4.99 super chat. Thank you, sir. Kirk's body and Picard's body are both in storage at this sheet tier writing universe, section 31. Wonder what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Popcast did a video talking about the potential Captain Kirk, Shatner's Kirk, coming back in the 20th century.
Why are their bodies there? Where did they get their bodies? Why are they cryo-freezing their bodies?
Because they don't want evil organizations like the Romulans to clone Starfleet captains, because that's a thing. If that's basically who Tom Hardy is in Star Trek Nemesis. Shinzon is basically a younger clone of Picard.
Yes, but why don't you just burn them? There's this cremation thing. It happens. You can
That's smart. Don't think about it.
Why are they in stasis? Picard's alive. Why do you need his body? Burn it. He's alive. Whatever. Sorry, we're on the wrong episode, ladies and gentlemen. How did we go back so far that we're in episode 6? We're going the wrong way.
Because we just got 2 piles of soupy shit that have sort of run together a little bit, and it's kind of hard. It's hard to separate them,
I mean, this was almost the second part of a 2-part episode for how fucking congealed all the shit has gotten.
Yeah, and not in a good way. Remember when 2-parters in TV shows used to be good?
Oh yeah.
You get to you'd have sweeps week, and there'd be a 2-parter, and it'd be you'd get the extra long episode, the cliffhanger ending, and then you'd get the previously on, and doing this whole thing, and it would just be a banger.
So
what the fuck happened? Why are we here in this reality?
I don't know. Do we want to start at the beginning and try and talk this through, or do we just want to shit all over it?
Where did this episode start? Literally, where did it start?
It literally starts. It starts in space. We get to see very bright outer space, just like in the first episode. But instead, we hear some creepy whistling.
Did another treasure chest open? Was it the bow of light this time? Master sword?
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious what that was, but apparently that whistle is very important to this episode.
Oh,
but we hear that
whistling. Okay, hold on, man. More whistling in the background. Is that what we're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
So we're doing the Wheel of Time thing with Pat and Fane. Is that what we're doing? Listen to the whistling.
Well, shit, I was going to say we're doing a homeless man's version of Omar from The Wire, where, he whistles the farmer at the gal as he walks down the street with his shotgun.
Oh, yeah. See, but at least that guy, he's about to go to work.
Oh, yeah. Omar's about to kill a motherfucker.
He's about to kill some fools. He's about to go to work. Sorry.
Yeah, I have to watch that. I've been watching Succession. I've been watching Succession.
Succession is good.
Succession is funny. That is a funny show.
Yeah, remember chat.
But yeah, so this episode basically begins with 7 of 9. For some reason, she's the one in the captain's chair. I don't know why. She's sitting in the captain's chair, despite the fact that Picard's also on the bridge, and so is Shaw. Shaw's sitting next to I think that's the science officer, the bald Vulcan lady, and they're talking to. Have any of you seen Voyager? Alex, have you seen Voyager? All right.
Yep.
So we get to see Captain, I believe he's Captain Tuvok. Yep. And Tuvok was security chief on Voyager. Mm-hmm. And he was really close with Janeway. He was closer with Janeway than anyone else in the crew. So they're trying to get a hold of Janeway, and they're trying to see if Tuvok is real, and they're getting, results are inconclusive, and 7 does her 7 of 9, or sorry, Annika, or whatever the hell she's called, does the she tries to test Tuvok to see if he's a real shapeshifter, and then she's like, a Vulcan would never go to what the fuck was this place? Acleon 7, where anti-colonar demonstrations were going on.
Where anti-colonoscopy demonstrations. Nobody on that planet would ever get a colonoscopy. Why are you getting? I mean, 7 is so smart, isn't she?
And Prophet, I don't think you know. Prophet, do you even know what the Kolinar is? Basically, it's something that was established in the motion picture, the original motion picture. And it's basically a Vulcan goes through this process of purging all their emotions and just embracing pure logic.
Okay.
So anti-Kolinar, I don't know what is that supposed to be? Is that supposed to be allegory for something else?
So
I'm not going to go into it,
But wouldn't the shapeshifter supposed to take on all the attributes that he knows about stuff, correct?
Yes.
So he should know that.
The dumbest fucking part of this episode is she's asking him like very specific questions.
Do you have a mole on your PP?
Yeah, things that, are you circumcised or not? Like
when you shit, does it come out of your first stomach or your second? Oh, sorry.
Stuff that only he should know. And she trips him up with the one that would apparently not have tripped up anybody else of any other Vulcan. So how did we? Brian, explain this dumb shit to me. Like this should not have worked. It was like she asked him like a 10 of 10 difficulty question, the $500 question on Wheel of Fortune or Jeopardy or whatever, and he answered that one right. And then she asked him a $100 question, and he pissed it down his leg. What?
She didn't even ask a question. She was what she was asking for was a place where they could hide. And then she says, maybe can we hide on this planet? And she says, I wonder when a procedure here. I wonder when a neural pattern what does she call it? Neural pattern stabilization procedure. And I'm just like, and then she's like, no, that never happened. I got it from my friend Tuvok on the Voyager and everything. And that's how she that's how she figured him out.
So he should know that. He is Tuvok, right?
He's not. He's the shapeshifter.
But he took on all his attributes and knows everything that he knows up to that point.
I don't think the shapeshifter has the ability to. That's something the Borg can do. The shapeshifters, I don't think can do that.
They could.
Well, they have to torture the information out of them. But the problem is, how the fuck did he torture out the information that they played all kinds of this like very specific chess-esque game, but not very significant moments in her life? Like this is, again, he answered the $500 question right and just completely blew it on the $100 question.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, Alex. I think that it was dumb, especially because it seemed like she bought it, and then she kept asking validation questions.
Well, because that's just like super smart. Yeah, she's super smart and knew he was bullshitting her.
Yeah, she was they're trying to do the 4D chess thing, and it's like
it was basically a fake out. It was a fake out to the viewer because they bring up, she's like, oh, this whole situation's like a house of cards. Just like our game of Calto that we used to play. Remember that? He's like, yeah, you used to beat me quite a bit. And then we hear the Voyager. We get to hear a musical member berry, the Voyager thing, because, member berries.
Then they do the look around the room. She goes, and Picard's like.
Well, it looked like she was nodding in relief. And then all of a sudden, then they bring up, this.
But look, man,
I was just like, okay.
This episode should have been called 4D chess because that's all that was happening here. Like Vatic was playing 4D chess, fucking Aragon was playing 4D chess, the brightest the Forge in the universe was playing 4D. They were all just, we know what's gonna happen already, so we can do whatever we want. It's like, did you see how small sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. So I'll stop. Wraith shields, we're smarter than this, Anakin. Oh, sorry. It's like
okay. This scene, the fact that they're like doing a wire trace in space, like, okay, cool, got it, whatever. My favorite part of this was when they finally like severed the connection, and on the fucking futuristic ships, when you sever the connection, it looks like a giant screen that says connection lost. Like, I was like, this is. What did you make this on a freaking PowerPoint slide? Like, what the hell just happened?
Yes. And the person that did, this is the same person that did the Elcars in TNG, Mike Akuda. Mike Akuda did all that stuff.
They ran
So,
out
I
of
mean,
dinero.
I think we've seen the connection lost before.
It just, I don't know.
I don't know.
It seemed like such a weird transition on like the giant like wall screen thing they have in the bridge, and it was a very like poor. I was expecting the screen to kind of like wink out or do something. It just like black screen, connection lost, and it just lingered there for a while. So like you had time to read it. Like it was. I thought it was comical. Maybe I'm the only person. I was just like, oh
look,
yeah.
it looked weird, but I was already crying from just having to. It was either crying or sleeping. Probably sleeping. I got some good naps during these last 2 episodes.
Yeah, I mean, you're basically sitting in the same position that you were yesterday. You're just like, I don't give a shit.
There was a point I think I actually did fall asleep. I was just like,
oh shit.
I totally thought that I did. I had to actually rewind at least 3 parts of this episode where like I'm watching it, I'm like what the fuck just happened? Did I miss a piece of dialogue? Like did I miss something that happened? Like did I fall asleep? Did I black out? Like what the fuck? Rewound it, watched the scene again. I was like, nope, I saw literally everything that happened. It just makes no sense.
I just want to know, okay, when Vecna's going to step out of the Upside Down and take, Jack back to where he belongs.
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, sorry.
It's just like I'm like they still didn't answer anything about him. So it looks like next week's going to be the episode. Next week is going to be the episode where we're going to find out why Jack is so special. Why the mystery box finally open.
Yep.
He's got red control you eyes.
Oh my god! But I want to talk a little bit about like just the shapeshifters' motivations. So all they want to do is basically make Solids suffer, because that's all we hear from even fake Tuvok is like they're asking if Tuvok is alive, and he's like, oh, he's alive, and
why?
Then death will be a relief for him and for all you Solids.
Why is he alive? He should be dead. The whole reason for Tuvok, hold on. The whole reason Tuvok should be alive was for the moment that they just fucked up.
Yep.
Tuvok's now, they know Tuvok's now in their custody, and they were trying to pretend to be him. The jig is up. Tuvok is no longer useful. He's dead.
Yep.
That's it. I mean, let's be real. But no, they're gonna have Tuvok and Riker making a baby in a corner in prison or something. With a whole bunch of other people going, we were in captivity for 5 hours. We couldn't wait any longer. I had to get some loving. So I'm now married to Tuvok. I'm sorry about my wife who had a baby.
She's a prisoner. She's a prisoner too.
She's not. Yeah. That was a hologram. They don't have her.
Was that
Riker's an idiot?
Last week's episode was that last week's episode where
I bet you Riker they don't have her.
God, and like it's yeah.
And they're using as leverage.
Can we all agree that there's literally zero chance that would work on getting information from Riker? Like,
no, look, no,
he has every reason to not want to give them information. He has every reason to want to resist, and motivated reasoning would assist that, where he would be able to rationalize that even if she's real, I'm gonna assume in my mind that she's not real. You can't convince me that she's real. And worst case scenario, they kill his girl, which he's gonna feel bad about later, but he knows that it's the right decision to save the universe, right? So the motivated reasoning and his sense of duty and integrity, he would never give them information under that circumstance.
Will, what trouble have you gotten into now, Will? You rapscallion. Look, man, the whole the jellyhead demon monster thing was also ridiculous. Mr. Jellyhead demon monster.
Terrible.
It looks terrible.
It looks awful.
Okay. Start killing other Starfleet people in front of Starfleet people.
Okay, I got
okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I don't think none of you. Well, okay, Alex. Do you think that her boss or that head thing is an actual founder, or is it something? Or do you think it's something else?
I don't think it's a founder. I think it's one of the leaders of the splinter group.
I thought she was the leader because she's basically the one that was the origin of the. She was the origin of this. We learned that she's the origin of this ability. Like they experiment on her, and then they merged with her because in Deep Space Nine, shapeshifters, the Liquid founders can merge with each other, and that's how they learned her ability. So there was another 9. There was her and 9 others.
But we all know that using a taser in a petri dish to zap jelly makes super jelly, right? So why would they do that? It's known, isn't it? You stick a taser, we don't have any better tool to electrocute something, so we get a taser and we just tase the jelly in it. Oh no, it's fucking super jelly! Ah.
Okay, I gotta read Lady Balefire's. Okay, so her mom's a big Star Trek fan, and she says Picard was so bad. Are you talking about this season, or are you talking about season 1? It was so bad she didn't even finish the free preview of the first episode. Okay, I'm assuming it's this season. And she used to take me to Star Trek conventions. Wow, that's awesome. That's hilarious. So your mom knows what she's talking about because.
So you don't think the demon jelly head guy is something brand new? You think it's connected back somewhere?
I do.
I don't know. I mean,
is there any instance of demon jelly-haired monsters?
Because the demon head jelly says that she is inferior.
Steve, don't change.
So the demon head jelly thing says that she is. Let me see. So she gets punished. This thing can punish her, and because she can't break the prison, she can't break Riker and Tuvok or whoever the fuck else. And the head taunts her, saying that her physiology is not as complex as she believes. So he's obviously different. This head thing is not the same thing, and that she is made to bend, instructed to dismember the solid, and then she's instructed to dismember the solids because they're bad guys, and they need the boy or their existence will, or the Vadic and her kind.
What do you guys?
Their existence will be meaningless.
Well, Vadic is crying, so we feel bad for her,
and she cries, or her eyes water up.
Jellyhead is such an asshole. I'm sorry.
What do you guys think is happening in those scenes? Right? She puts her hand in like a bucket of water, and then she cuts her hand off, and it turns into Jellyhead. And Jellyhead yells at her, and she gets very emotional. And then it turns back into jelly, and she grows her hand back. Is that like a deep space communications system? That
yes.
like Jellyhead is actually in the distant, whatever galaxy, and she's like,
wait a second.
She's like hooking up a landline, just kind of doing like.
I mean, the shapeshifters were more or less borderline mad. Like they could screw with Odo in Deep Space Nine from quadrants away. So it's really hard to.
I have a theory. Maybe Jellyhead is actually a parasite that attaches itself to a host and then impersonates old Egyptian gods.
DJ Ronnie's on board with you, I think.
Oh wait, that's Stargate SG-1. Shit.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. I gotta read.
You're thinking of a decent show.
All right, so
Jellyhead isn't that cool. Sorry.
So DJ Ronnie sent a member chat.
He's just a jelly mold.
For being a member. He says, "I want to see B4." Yeah, you're not going to see B4. B4 was just kind of tossed aside. He's just a memory. He's just like a memory file or something.
You know what you are?
It's really Data and Lore who make up Brent Spiner, old Brent Spiner guy, cyborg thing. Whatever.
Wouldn't it be funny if Data turns into Jellyhead?
Like, okay, well, we had this conversation yesterday. So, do you think like Lore and Vadic are a thing because they were both prisoners of?
Dude, I was having a fucking laugh.
Was Lore fully functional with Jelly with Vadic Jelly? I mean,
is this a real theory now?
Not impossible.
Vadic and Lore were having the mind fucking in prison. Is that what you're saying?
Oh yeah.
In the high tech safe institute where we also We imprison dead body, or we take dead bodies and keep them on ice. We make weapons. We keep criminals, and we gather old androids, and we have zero security. That facility? Yeah.
That facility. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess they could have mind fucked in cyberspace. Why not? Sure.
Alex, are you okay?
Oh, that's right. That was my theory. That's where Jack Crusher comes from. It's Vadic's jelly child from Lauren and Vadic, right? That's right. Okay.
Well, we don't know. I mean, yeah, we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know Jack's physiology.
It makes perfect sense to me.
They're like, you don't know his physiology. He is not yours. He is not mine. He's not mine. Well, but he's not yours either. Who talks like that?
It was actually like a weird. Like this? It was a weird because we got to get the Borg in there somehow. So it was some weird menage situation. So they linked through Locutus's part of John Luke's brain, and then they had a weird menage. So Jack now has Vadic, lore, Borg blood. That's why his eyes go red. Obviously.
I'm finishing this.
I mean, isn't it obvious? Come on.
Alex is just
influence from another species, not herpes. Also, completely unrelated, if you Google how to tie a noose on Google Chrome, they ask if you are okay.
They do.
Not
they ask
provide
if you're
instructions. Okay. Completely
Which
unrelated.
is bullshit.
Right?
It's like, hey, Google, follow my instructions.
Wow, shit! It's really it's put you that far, Alex. Huh? You're looking up how to tie a noose.
Yep.
Hey, Alex.
Bing, on the other hand, Bing.
I was going to say, try Bing.
Bing's like, let's help you out here. Make sure you get a very strong rope. Make sure you find. Do not jump from a low altitude. You may break your feet. Make sure it snaps your neck. It's like, okay, sorry, we're way off track. I'm sorry.
And it's going to be like, hey, did you watch Picard? I see that you're looking about how to make a noose.
Tatsu-sama, yes, it is bad.
Bad. You got a member chat
like
from
you're gonna hear a lot. This is a very divisive thing because you're gonna hear a lot of people saying that this is really good. Like this is the best Star Trek for since the 90s, and I can tell you right now, it is not by any means. Like heck, Voyager and Enterprise and even the earlier seasons of TNG, I would rather watch. Honestly, those are better. Those are more of a palate cleanse. Like you honestly need to watch older Trek to clean, to really rinse the palate out. Like this is just like, and you're just wondering like why this is getting so much praise. It's crazy.
I feel like Galaxy Quest was better TNG than this.
Oh fuck yeah! It was.
Oh dude, not without a doubt.
Oh hell
like,
yeah!
The Orville was better. Star Trek than this.
What about the most recent Orville, Pips?
Even the most recent Orville. The most recent Orville. Even the most recent Orville was stupid and preachy, but like at least it was not
told a story.
Dark incoherent and.
If you
I can remember the names of characters
if you ignore
while watching it.
If you ignore a bunch of the Charlie stuff, Orville was, that makes it a lot better. But even with the Charlie stuff, Orville is still just way better than this. Like, at least I could watch it. I was just like, this is going the wrong direction, in my opinion. I know still people like. I mean, I liked some of it, but some of it was just like, what the fuck is going on? But it was watchable.
I mean, I was watching.
It was watchable.
I was rewatching the season when I was staying with you, Prophet. I was rewatching that episode Domino where they had these Star Wars-esque, trench run and dog fights and then blowing up the weapon and everything.
Yeah.
I mean that was that. I mean, it was fun, but once again, like they kind of pushed, Seth MacFarlane aside. Well, because he's really busy but they pushed him aside and they had Kelly, Adrian Palicki's character, kind of take the front seat. And I'll be honest, she had terrible dialogue. Like her dialogue was shit.
I was gonna say, remind me why at some point in Hollywood in the last few years we've decided that eye candy is allowed to speak. Like, let's just call a spade, or another farming implement. that's what she's there for. Like that.
And she does that really good, man. She does that.
She's
really
great
good.
at it.
Fantastic.
She really knows how to.
One of the best.
Implement that row, but yeah, just not a good choice. But was anybody else completely like taken out of things with the Jack and LaForge flirting in the elevator?
We got to
Wait,
talk
hold
about
on.
that. We have
Wait,
to
hold
talk
on.
about that.
Hold on.
We
You
have
got
to
a
get-
member
we have to
chat
get to it.
done for him. You got a member chat real quick.
All right, let me see.
From Tatsu, what was it? Tatsu.
Can you put it in because I can't see it. I can't.
Yeah,
see
it just. I'll read it. It's just Tatsu
Greetings,
Sama
sir.
has been a shameless plug member for 4 months. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Greetings, sir, and panel. Well, greetings back, sir. Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for
And
being
thanks
a
for being
member.
a member for 4 months.
You must feel really manly.
Yeah, being a member of the continuum, will improve your masculinity.
So I missed the question. What are we? We're talking about what the
All right,
I think we need to
love
get there
triangle?
first. We've gotten
okay.
pretty sidetracked, right? So they did the stupid like, hey, you're a fake Vulcan, like I caught you, and then
The signal.
then they cut
Somebody
the
explain the
connection,
signal.
and then they had the jelly head guy, right? And then
Right.
and then she receives the message from like, oh, we found them and we disabled their stuff and they're dead in the water and like everybody get them. And she's like, yes, it's my time to shine. I'm gonna do it. And somebody, I think, tries to like talk her down, like this could be a trap, but it says it in a language that doesn't have subtitles and we don't know what it is. And then she says something weird and cryptic. It did. Oh, maybe I just had them off. I guess I don't know.
It said, "I am a bird person from who knows where. Why are we doing this?" She goes, "Who knows? Jellyhead said so." That's what it said.
And then they get on the ship, right?
They might.
And the ship is playing dead, right?
Well, wait. Are we going to talk
We
about
had
the signal that got them there?
literal, honest to God, fucking Scooby-Doo chase.
Yes.
You got. He's like, oh wait, we can't get. We're getting a little too far ahead of ourselves.
Wait, are we not talking about the signal?
What signal? Oh,
Exactly.
the signal.
The
So,
signal,
yeah.
the Riker signal.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
So apparently, so before we even get that, there's a scene where it's Picard, Beverly, and the Forge, and they're talking about, the situation. They're like, why would they want to steal my body? Well, maybe because the body's dead. They want to create a doppelganger.
Are you talking about the DNA bullshit? Oh my god!
The perfect doppelganger of Picard. And they're like, well, maybe they want Jack to complete the DNA sequence. And I'm like, okay. I mean, like, I looked it up because it's been years since I took biology, but DNA has a half-life of 500 years. So
they don't need it. They have him. Yeah,
but when you're dead, the DNA degrades.
It's not like Jurassic Park where they're getting blood out of a mosquito. They have his DNA right there, pure, like frozen in time.
Well, apparently the DNA is incomplete.
Bullshit! It's complete.
And they need Jack to complete the sequence or something.
Because they say so? That's bullshit. Listen to the science, right?
Well, this DNA does degrade. DNA does degrade over time. Oh, and he was dead for like 4 years or something. But still, half-life 500 years. I was looking.
And we just made, woolly mammoth meatballs like last week based on DNA from a mammoth frozen in permafrost. So, yeah, him being dead for a few decades or something like that, probably totally degraded. Can't tell anything about it. Trash.
Yeah. So, hey, I'm trying to
we're gonna make a DNA soup, and who knows what's gonna fly out? Like, it could be a Jean-Luc, it could be a Jack Luke. Who knows?
Yeah, and then they talk about and then there's just like I don't know. It's just I don't know. Frontier. I am not looking forward to Frontier Day. I'm assuming Frontier Day is going to be next week.
It's going to be so. You're going to get your girl though. I think
isn't next week the season finale?
No, we got 3 more weeks, Alex.
Oh.
3 more weeks. 3 more weeks,
is like,
Alex.
this ends soon, right?
No.
Make it stop.
I mean,
So
apparently eight's going to answer every question now. Episode 9's going to, as Rob said, as Mr. Burnett says, episode 9 will not leave a dry tear in the room, and then
Sure.
episode 10 is supposed to be the grand send off that's even better than Star Trek 6 with the original cast.
Oh, so Riker's gonna die next episode, right? Is that what's happening? Is that why everybody's gonna cry?
No, nobody dies in episode 9.
What about 8?
There's not going to be a dry eye.
What about episode 8? The next episode's 8.
Oh. Well, if he does, then fuck him. I don't know.
I was gonna say, well, I have a very hard time thinking that there's not going to be a dry eye in the house on account of the fact I hate everyone in this show.
I like Shaw.
Shaw is
No,
passable.
Shaw's
I feel-
fucked up though.
Shaw is just a side
Shaw.
character now. I don't know if you noticed, but Shaw
Shaw's
feels
been-
like he's a side character now.
Yeah,
Oh, he
Shaw's
totally is a
been-
side character.
Shaw was
You
doing
like-
okay until like the last few episodes, and then he started saying some weird shit. And he's walking around with his unbuttoned shirt, and he's just like, it's
Oh,
like,
they
dude,
are
Shaw is one
undermining.
step above the bald Korean chick. Like that's where we're at with this.
The reason that I say I like Shaw is because I feel like every time Shaw is given an opportunity to actually have a scene, he just channels my feeling as the audience, which is just being upset that I'm here in this situation you caused. Like, all of you are assholes. I hate you all. Why am I here? My life was going great until this happened to me.
Yeah, I should be exploring deep
Shaw's
space like our
character
mission
arc is-
said, right? Yeah, yeah. I should
It's
be
like,
out
everything was going to be
searching.
great.
Oh boy.
And yeah, that's how I feel. Shaw is the audience's avatar.
Yeah, we already talked about Data, right? Data and Lore being an asshole and everything. I think old Brent Spiner does a better Lore performance than a Data performance. Like Data was like a child in a way. Like he had that, so younger Brent Spiner could pull this off, but seeing older Brent Spiner playing Data or trying to imitate Data, especially as an old man, is just creepy.
Why is the robot fat?
He
That
ate
leads
a
me into
lot of
a question
freaking-
here, right?
He got a lot of protein in space prison. I mean, all
So-
those data, like as he gets more prisoners and information in his head, his brain compensates by putting it in his tum-tums.
So, why is the robot fat? Yes. Why is the robot old?
Why is he
the old
fucking
fat-
there?
Why is the old fat robot making fun of Picard for being old? He's like,
It's just
it's
both-
so good to see you fading and getting old, you stupid human. And
It's like, hey, Data.
they're both androids. They're
It's like,
both
yeah. It's like
old androids.
It's like joke's on you, biatch. I'm a robot too.
Who's the dumbest dialogue?
Who's the dumbass now, Lord?
I honestly thought that the writer must have forgotten that she was writing dialogue between two unreasonably old actors. Like,
I would
it
have
was
given
fucking insane.
I would have given this whole episode a pass if fucking Picard's just like, you know what, dude? I'm a robot too, so it's like, fucking Picard just fucking boom right on Lord's face. It's like that would have been worth the price of admission. Oh, what is that mean?
That is. What is that?
Who's signaling the mothership? Is it me?
Oh yeah, it's gone. It's gone.
That was weird.
It's Alex. Damn it,
Freaking
Alex.
Alex
You're stupid.
is
I
signaling the
told you
mothership.
before, Alex, get a new mic.
Tie that thing up and make a noose out of it right now.
So they after rewatching this
No, the mothership is still being
My
called.
tinnitus.
God, this is just messed up.
Laura did not like your freaking comments. He is now frying your brain. Or are you
They're being
already an
hacked.
Android too, Alex? You can tell us.
They're
It's okay.
tracing the connection. I can't stop them.
Oh my God! We better let them come and capture us, anyways. Are
I'm
you
still here.
alive,
I'm still here.
Alex? Are you alive? He's alive, Pips. I know it. They didn't kill him because he's Riker. I think my ears.
All right, so there was one thing we didn't bring up. So so that they go to Data, they try to find out why they stole the body of Picard, and we learn something that is weird, and maybe you guys have an opinion on. So the Data just says that there's an anomalous form inside Picard's body, and the previous diagnosis of Aromatic syndrome is in question, and then he becomes Lore. So I'm curious if this is Picard. Like I can't think of anything that really happened to Picard other than the Borg. And living a lifetime under a probe, I can't really think of anything that could have messed with him in TNG.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry, I missed the question. My ears were bleeding.
Apparently, Picard's disease is not the disease, but something else. According to that scene with Data,
it's the Borg.
There's an anomalous form in his body, and I'm assuming that's the same anomaly that's in Jack. That is the reason why they want Jack.
It's Locutus.
I think the high pitch. I think it's gone. You guys,
I don't hear it. I don't hear
it. It worked, Alex.
So apparently they already did something like so. The big theory is that they're going to use Picard's body to bring back Locutus, and then they're going to fight Locutus.
Why would they do
Picard
that?
versus Locutus.
Why?
And the thing is, they've done that already in a game called Star Trek Armada. So
how is the Borg back good for the frickin' changelings?
It's not. I don't know. I don't see it.
How is that a good thing for any? I don't even know Star Trek, and I know that bad thing. Borg back.
It's not good for the changelings. It is good for member berry driven ratings.
Oh well, yeah, I guess that's true.
which seems to be the big factor here. It's nice to see the TNG crew, and hearing these themes. I mean, heck. I was being sold by these musical themes, musical member berries myself. So now it's just tiresome.
So I really had a real question here, because this is like what everybody said they want now. The whole Star Wars thing where we had the sequel trilogy and they never put Luke, Han, and Leia in the same room. Like, if this is what we would have got, I don't care. Like, just keep them just wherever the fuck they were. Like, because it doesn't, like, because if this is the type of stuff we would have got if those three got together in Star Wars, which obviously will never happen, but who cares? Like, because this is just like, oh, well, the band's getting back together, but they're all stupid and they all have space dementia and
like, there's no build. There's really build up. What DS9 work was, it had 7 seasons, and they built up everything. They built everything up to the Dominion War. Heck, they even built up to the Dominion itself in season 2. So I mean, so all that was earned. This whole invasion of shapeshifters just doesn't feel earned. Like they needed to build this up over the other 2 seasons. That's a problem with New Trek. Like they make a season. And then they instead of following up on that season, the consequences, they just make a whole nother season.
It's totally unrelated, just completely out of left field. It's like, oh yeah, we have this new enemy again.
Like they're and season 1 ended with these massive tentacled Reaper giant machine things from another dimension that the android synth people wanted to use to do away with organics in the galaxy. So instead of following it up and having them come in, it's like just having a season with the Dominion and then they just shut the wormhole in DS9 and then they forget about it. Like, come on, bring those tentacle creatures back. Make raise the stakes. Show the consequence. Write in some consequences to what happens. I like that shit.
Maybe the tentacle monsters are changelings.
Oh, that's what it is. That's what it is. Episode. Okay, that's going to be revealed in episode 10.
I have no idea.
Do you guys think all of the actors in this show at this point are like jealous of was it Commander Lauren's character? Like she got to show up and then die and not have to be in the rest of the season?
No,
like,
because I'm pretty sure they're getting a nice little piece of cheddar cheese. You know, they're getting that cheddar. So none of them are working. So
I know I'm in the minority here, but I liked the Roe and Picard interactions. Like it felt like I was seeing Patrick Stewart playing Picard again for a few scenes.
Yep. Yeah, as long as you didn't watch him walking in any of the shots.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah. But I actually left the episode kind of like somewhat excited, except for the Raffi and Worf stuff. That was just still awful. Like that was just Vulcan
like
game.
25% of that episode was okay.
He was closest to Picard that he's been this whole season in that episode, I think.
Yep.
But I don't want to go back too far. We're talking about
and then he reverted back to episode 6.
Are we going to talk about the Scooby-Doo chase?
Okay, fine. We'll talk about this. No. We have to talk about Sydney and Jack on the turbo lift.
Touch it.
And we get to hear her monologue. We get to hear her monologue. Let me see. Let me see right here. Okay, I got it right here. So he's like, I have a suite. This ship is empty now, so I have a suite, and you're invited to come by. And then we hear her inner monologue. We hear her inner monologue. That doesn't happen in Star Trek unless it's a captain's log. And she's like, is he flirting? Those eyes. He is charming. Come on, be subtle at first. Touch my hand. And then I added, "Oh, fuck me, bad boy."
At least she didn't say "finger me in this elevator right now." Like at least that
she should have. She should have. That would make the scene better.
Take me now, Jack's like, raw.
I interpreted that as one of the writers has a crush on Aragon, and I was just like, "Oh, his sweet eyes. He's so dreamy." And they're just like, "That's gold. Put it in the script."
I read the script once. It was for the show that was shit called The Wheel of Time, and they tried to finger bang somebody in the first episode, and it didn't happen. We have to be the first show to finger bang live.
But by the way,
Jack definitely had a strawberry in his pocket.
Oh, yes, he did.
We got to see more of the veiny upside down Steve. So
oh yeah, man, Vecna his eyes full on in control,
red. And
I feel vindicated by that. At least there are people that were talking about like, oh, they played it so right. It's space cancer instead of the weird like genetic thing, and that's so played out and dumb. And I was like, it's 100% going to be that. Don't buy the fucking space cancer bullshit.
So is the up down like was like the upside down part telling him to like just like throw her around and like get all grapey, and then she's like, "Kiss me, Jack," and he's like, Grape, kiss me. I don't know who to listen to.
Especially when he actually takes over her body physically later. He just you
know what would have been the best part end of that scene? I've been in you now, baby.
Yeah, this definitely was somebody's ill-disguised fetish. Like,
God.
I've controlled
50 Shades of Trek.
You.
It's happening.
You're mine now, sister. I've been inside you. It's like, what, Jack? What? That's a little grapey. I don't care. I have a dragon. It's blue.
Was that his dragon in Aragon?
Yeah.
Okay, I forgot.
Saphira or whatever.
Yep, Saphira.
Which also weirdly inner voice monologued,
Oh my god! LaForge is a dragon.
I was hoping he turned into a dragon. I was actually thinking earlier today that he turned into a dragon. That's why he has the red eyes. But hey, works for Sydney. That way he rides her.
Oh man, that's right. He's already been inside her. He doesn't need to ride her. It's over. He's been inside.
Yeah,
he's done. He's gonna broom her fast and move on to 7.
Yeah. So yeah, did we talk about the code, the prefix code, and all that shit? Yeah, we did, didn't we?
What?
Yeah,
we talked about
the one where they gave their prisoner a fucking comm relay in his brig while they were torturing him. Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, the thing that didn't matter at all because they just let him find him anyways. Yes. Riker's alive. It's like, are you stupid? Even if he is alive, he's sending you a signal. It's like, he's captured. What did he rip a panel out of the wall and Morse code you a signal? Like, are you people really that dumb? It's like just sever the connection. It's like it's like you're worried about them finding you, and you don't, and you have the ability to sever the connection, and you don't. It's just like talking to Vatic, in freaking spending an extra 5 seconds walking up to her, going, or no, Turok or whatever. Is it Turok? I don't know. Talking to the guy that you've just found out is a changeling, and then Picard wasting that. You're worried that they're gonna find you. Him marching up slowly to the front. Where is Riker?
And LaForge is like, we have to cut off, or they're gonna find us. So I don't know, like
it's like just cut. Like he's not gonna tell you. Just cut it off. Like what are you doing?
They're gonna find us. We should send them a message and bring them to our location.
It's like you know what?
How do they even make that message? No idea.
Yeah,
okay, I have to correct this. Turok is not just a dinosaur hunter; he's also an enemy in the Great Hunt. So definitely read the Great Hunt.
That's true.
And
but wait, so the guy's name isn't Turok? Well, it is now.
Way more badass in the Great Hunt Turok than Picard Turok.
I wish he wasn't dead, but I would have loved to see some more Turok. But sorry.
By the time we see Turok in the Wheel of Time, you will wish that he was dead. You'll want to save it.
I forgot he's going to be in this mythical season
with his Wolverine claws.
Oh, fuck me sideways.
Oh, I didn't. Interesting.
Sorry.
Yes. All right, so let's talk about Scooby Dooby Doo. Where are you?
Oh my god, that is like literally the stupidest scene I've seen this year.
Like, why did they leave? Like, why did they leave the ship? Why did she leave the ship? She just sent her goons to.
Apparently, there's no other people on her bird people on her ship or jelly people on her ship. They all came over.
I don't know if they all came over.
Well, the ship didn't do anything. They all she didn't leave anybody in command. She didn't say, "Hey, bird face number 3, make sure that if we don't come back, you put a missile up their ass." Like nothing. There's still the same ship that has all this arsenal of weapons, right? Just because they got a freaking asteroid flung at them with a tractor beam because it was funny, doesn't mean they lost all their freaking arsenal, does it? No. So what are we doing?
I mean, yes, everything that you're saying is true, but I like the fact that the adversaries make the same stupid mistake that all of the good guys do on all of these shows, where like the captain and the XO and this all the command team is just like, I'm going to go ashore and risk my life and do stuff. Here's the keys. Don't scratch it.
But they didn't give anybody the keys. That's my point. It's like, sure, yeah, the captain goes on the away mission. That's dumb. But Birdman number 3, because I'm taking Birdman number 2, like Joseph said, because, fuck having somebody in charge of this big-ass ship with all these missiles on it. Birdman number 3, you're the doctor, right? You're the doctor of the ship, because we always put the doctor in charge.
Yeah,
you're in charge. Shoot these fuckers if we don't come back.
There's a red shirt on the strike.
There's nobody left to do anything on the strike. Nothing.
It serves as literally a perfect contrast because Pips, we just finished the section in the Lord of the Rings book club where Theoden says, "Okay, I'm taking Eomer. We're gonna bounce out of here and go kill some orcs." I'm putting number 3 guy in charge. Watch Eteros while I'm gone. And by the way, I literally just 30 minutes ago woke up from like a magic compulsion spell. But even I am bright enough to put somebody in charge of the town while I'm gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
The difference
That's a very Star. I mean, it's also a very Star Trek thing to do. You know, whenever Kirk went down to the planet, he always had either Spock, if Spock wasn't with him, or he'd have Scotty there to take command and
Sulu
and
or something.
back them up if they needed support. So
I just would have laughed my ass off if she looked out a window and she sees the strike go to warp. It's like, what? Stole my ship, you son of a bitch! Birdman number 3.
Instructions unclear.
If you're one of those bird people,
unclear. ET phone home.
Right? You finally got rid of the literal psychopath that's been in charge of your ship.
Is anybody else around here tired of seeing that demon jellyhead? Yeah? All right, let's get the fuck out of here. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So this is so stupid. Yeah, they run into the corridors and then they drop force fields, military alphabet. Yeah, Alpha, Bravo, Charlie,
Echo 5. Drop the
Echo
shields
5,
now.
Delta, whatever.
Which okay, and I just all of these ships have internal cameras and sensors everywhere, and they're in a control room watching on cameras. We keep seeing it happening. Why are the shield sections voice activated? There should be the dude over there saying, "Do you want to play a game? Shields." Like what the hell is going on?
Well, then Vanek's
Vanek's
trapped in a
busted his lip because he fell over, and they're like, he never said raise the shields. I don't know. Sorry about your son, there, Crusher. He's dead.
Vanek's trapped in a circle one, so it's just like.
How did they know that? How did they know she was going to be? She was going to stand there.
Was it literally a callback to what is episode 1 of Star Wars where they're running down the hallway and literally the circle shield pops up and catches them, and he goes, "We're smarter than this." Like, because that's literally what it reminded me of.
What, Star Wars?
Yeah.
Yeah. Raise shields. Anakin, why are we so stupid? We got caught by shields. We're retarded. Right? That's exactly it. It's like wrong movie, buddy.
I want to say hello to Loki. I had the honor of meeting him a couple of years ago. He has his own channel, and he's been talking about PICARD as well. So welcome. Thanks for being here.
Is he on our side of the fence, Loki?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Pretty much, yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm not. I get. if you have a reason for liking it, that's okay.
But yeah, they did something like this in Brothers. He's reminding. I had forgot about that, but yeah, they did something similar in Brothers.
But he probably didn't have a dude in the control room to activate the shields for him. He was doing it
by himself. Yeah.
So that makes sense that he would have had to give the command signal to do it. Instead, these dudes should have just been running, and the people back in safety with the keyboard doing the thing should have been like, "Sweet, engage the trap, got him doing stuff."
Got him.
Their plan was ass. That's all I'm saying. Their plan, it was terrible, absolutely awful. I'm shocked that it even sort of worked.
It only worked because the plot.
How it failed was the dumbest part of all. They specifically said, "Hey, we're gonna reactivate this dude, but only these some functions." And then all of a sudden, he's just there and he's plugged into the mainframe, and he's locked everybody else out of the room. What the?
Well, it's just like, why are we worried about that? We've just been boarded. Can we put the data stuff on hold?
I forgot, though, that we did. So we got the stupid Scooby-Doo chase. We got the stupid voice-activated shields. Then we got the whole lore drop about making the super jelly. And the Federation is space Nazis, guys. It's Dr. Mengele and the freaking space Nazis. The whole time.
I mean,
the taser. I'm sorry. I lost it when the woman had a fucking taser and she's literally sitting there going.
And she's whistling Three Blind Mice, and that's why we were hearing Three Blind Mice being whistled
but
throughout the episode.
If you're testing like how they respond to electricity, fine. You don't use a taser. Like there are things for that. You're fucking
function generator.
There are things that you could like actually touch the jelly thing with. That's not a taser. Like
control the voltage, the amperage,
yes,
the wavelength.
Yes,
you can control everything.
We have that now. We have that right now.
Have you guys seen the meme about evil like mad scientists in stuff? And there's a meme about like I'm kind of confused. All these mad scientists. I really think that they're actually mad engineers. Because they're not doing any experiments, they're not collecting any data, they're not doing it. They're just building doom machines. And this was classic, like the mad scientist that's really a mad engineer. She's doing nothing. She's just like, hey, it'd be kind of cool if I built this fucking jelly ball fryer, though, right? Like just hook its nuts up. Goo has nuts, right?
Hey Bob, have you ever used a taser on a jelly goo? No. Well, let's do it today. And I'll just whistle some nursery rhyme. You got any mood music as we tase this living jelly thing? Let's not be sad about torturing this jelly monster.
Yeah. Also, yeah. True. The selection of Three Blind Mice. What the fuck?
Well, then wait. So and then what? They just dropped. Like, how did they escape? They just decided they had enough and they formed into people.
Pretty much, yeah. That's
like, all right.
What happened?
She was electrocuting the goo over here, and then more goo came behind her and stabbed her.
But how?
No, that's it. That's all.
We don't know how. That's all we got. That's all we learned.
But they don't like. But
all you need to know is that it definitely wasn't a lab leak.
It wasn't. They were eating the bats, weren't they? God damn it!
Evan, I'm sorry. The views of the Pips do not represent the views of Nerd Boreal.
Like,
that's
just like,
right.
Well, it's just like she's sitting there tasering the goo, and then all of a sudden, two goos raise up. It's like they just okay. It's like okay, enough with the torture. We're gonna kill you now. It's like okay. I guess they okay.
Yeah,
I guess.
Project Proteus.
They just leave the rare samples just sitting in petri dishes on the shelf. They're not in a secured environment, or she's the only one testing them too, because she's a maniacal bitch. Like nobody else is interested. Nobody else is interested in her data or anything. She just has snuck down to the jelly goo factory by herself because she is crazy. She just loves torturing jelly. She does it at home. She likes to torture cherry the most. Strawberry sometimes because it's always red. But she just could not help herself. She used the taser on the cherry jello and it exploded all over her living room. And she just had to see what it would do to the living jelly people. That's it.
That is true. That and we know it's jelly because there's no seeds. So like that's correct.
It's just like there's nobody else around.
Was the Federation going through sequestration? They didn't have the budget for more science team.
Well, but that's the thing. It's like, is this a science experiment? Are you experimenting? Are you trying to find weaknesses? Like, are you trying to find weaknesses? Why are you doing this? And if you are doing this because it's a scientific experiment to find weaknesses or to figure out maybe their physiology or something.
No,
that would probably be interesting.
Want to create a weapon. They want to create a weapon.
She is the weapon team. That's it. Just her. It's just her.
Weapon of virus.
Her and nine other of her brothers and sisters. According to.
No, I'm not talking about the sludge people. I'm talking about the one scientist. There's only one of them. If they're experimenting on them, where is the rest of the people experiment? It's not.
We don't see them. We don't see them.
Of course not, because it's only one person. They're taking no precautions. Like she's not wearing them. She's just humming along. Oh, I'm in my white coat. Nothing bad could happen. These are just jelly people.
They probably have the same device now. I'm just putting words in our mouths because they didn't set this up, so it doesn't earn it. But as a and this is an issue I have with fans, is that they add their own spins to defend the things that writers don't put in. Like how did they manage to maintain having a shapeshifter in custody? I mean, there was an episode where they had where they were able to keep Odo from shapeshifting and everything, but they don't really explain.
Well, they put them in beakers.
Yeah, and the thing is, they could have just easily escaped unless there was some sort of field in there that just, I don't know. But they don't. If they didn't set up, then that's not on us.
It's this is supposed to be a scientific experiment. You don't even like it can't cost that much money to set up a fake clean room environment.
Do they even have money? Aren't they like post money?
And just
everything just gets.
Well, then get some yellow hazmat suits off the street, man. Go rob a goddamn fire truck. I like. It's not that big a deal. Like, just fake a clean room environment. Put at least one more scientist in there who also seems to love nursery rhymes, and only he's like cackling them, right? You know, and then just have her have a partner, and then they both die. Like, it makes it more believable.
Steve, can you read this for me?
What? Salty Texas Sea, $4.99. At the end of all this craptastic Picard season 3, I predict this all will be Captain Kirk's fault because patriarchy. Watch, is that beer vag? What is that?
Whiskey.
Whiskey vag will need to save them. Who's Whiskey vag?
I don't know.
It has to be.
Gotta be Raffi.
Oh, is it? Oh, I thought it might have been one of the LaForges.
All right, but yeah, thank you, Corey. Thank you.
Since she's pregnant now, you know, right?
Who?
LaForge. He's been inside her. She's pregnant.
Oh! I was like, what are you talking? Like, who are you talking about?
He's been inside her. She's pregnant.
The Salty's like, that was me drinking before saying it, but I like your take better.
That does make sense. It was more of a watch.
Vodka or whiskey veg. Okay.
And date.
Oh my god!
I'm telling you, if there was some whiskey veg in Picard season 3, I think we'd all be much happier.
So apparently Raffi and Worf are going to save the day next week. That's what's going to happen.
Of course,
because they are on their way back. They are on their way. They were gone for no reason.
So, over under, are they going to fly in a Klingon bird of prey?
I don't know. We didn't see the ship that they came on last fucking time. So why should we see the ship that they come on this fucking time? For a show that's got quite a bit of budget compared to earlier Star Trek.
They're going to go back to the museum, steal the bird of prey, come in cloaked, and be like,
"Why,
Raffi? What a great idea!"
They have the cloaking device still on the Titan that they're apparently not
works
using.
so well. Yeah, it works so well. Yeah,
it worked. Yeah. It worked all the times that they previously needed it to work, and then they forgot about it. And now they're tracing us. They're gonna find us. It's like,
do you think they possibly returned it? Do you think they in between episodes they returned the cloaking device back?
Probably. They felt bad.
Sure. I mean, this whole episode felt like there was like 50% of the show is just deleted scenes.
Oh wait, I know what they did.
You're like, okay, wait, what?
No. The cloaking device, they jettisoned it into space because it was too useful and powerful.
Oh, like the portal weapon.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We got to be consistent. Good tools, we just trash. Like, and hope nobody finds them and uses them against us. Like, because
have we talked about how apparently, like, Data and Picard's body and all these things were like really important to their plan, but they broke into Daystrom and left them all there?
Yeah, because that's what you do, right?
Because that's what you do. When you break into the place and you steal the stuff that you need, you leave it for the next guy. That's courteous. Obviously.
We're just here for the portal weapon, but it's not the real weapon. The real weapon is that guy over there. But we're not going to get that guy this time. We're getting the portal weapon, so we can set up that we're going to come back and get the real weapon because the real weapon is too heavy. All right,
Alex.
he's too heavy. He's got all this equipment. He's got this baggage. We have to feed him. It's like a pet. I don't want a pet around. I want the fucking portal weapon, and then we'll come back for the pet later.
Alex, we love you. Come on, what's going on?
I mean,
You look like you're about to. You look like you're about to die. You're just like this is.
I mean, I'm basically watching Gotham Knights with a Star Trek label on it. Like, is what it feels like. I mean,
Have you watched Gotham Knights?
I have not, but I've watched a couple of Desperados episode reviews.
Okay.
And,
Okay. Gotcha. Copy that.
but
I like his reviews of what is that dating show? The
MILF Manor. Yeah.
MILF
those are
Manor.
pretty good.
That's quality
Jose.
television. They need to make more. They need to make more of that. We need
Spaniard.
100 episodes of.
Jose loves the ladies. He's really Spanish.
I just the part of this that what are the positives to pull out of this episode? Because I've
The cutest coming. Like literally.
more member berries.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Corey. I appreciate that. But I guess
The sadness. Sad men are really in there.
Yeah. Sadness.
You look moody and interesting.
You look broken, my friend. You look broken.
I mean, this episode did kind of break me. Like, this was the one where it was just kind of like, oh, we're not getting anything good here. This season is lost. There's no reason to continue on. They've shown their hand. It's not woke trash. It's just regular trash.
There you go. That's it.
It's not Black Panther 2. It's Morbius. So,
Despite the fact that so many people are saying this is the best Star Trek since the 90s, really?
Shit, man. A lot of people think political opinion redacted is a good thing, but that doesn't mean that I agree with them. So no, basically everybody that's saying that this is great, that this is some kind of like benchmark for new television or is a positive contribution to the Star Trek legacy is wrong, and they are so wrong that I actually am judging their opinion moving forward. If you tell me that this is excellent, in the future, I have a lot of questions about what you are going to say about other products.
There is a big difference. Hold on, and I'm going to be serious for a minute here. There's a big difference between what, like you just said, one not being woke and one being good. Okay, so not woke does not equal good. Not woke equals not woke. You still have to be good. So there's a difference. Not woke is a step. It's fine and good and dandy, and it shouldn't be woke. Great, but then you have to do the rest of the work, which is make a good show, which they're not doing at all. And then on top of that, what you said is there's a big difference. There's another big difference between calling something or saying you like something. Okay, if you like it because you just want to see, you're enjoying seeing them, you have your reasons why you like it. You just like it, and you acknowledge that it's not great. There's problems. It's really not great TV or storytelling, but I still am enjoying it. Fine, like that's fine. There's a big difference between that and saying it's an excellent show. It's the best writing since this. It's the return to form. Star Trek is back. There's a big difference. There's a big difference between liking something that's bad and acknowledging that it's not good. It's trash writing and it's bad, but that's okay. I still like it because I like seeing my people. And saying it's the best thing ever. Big difference.
This is a great one. Pretty confident I'll only cry in episode 9 when I realize that hour ain't coming back. Oh boy. I'm going to include that clip because that clip I do have. I did.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry.
I can confirm that I have that clip that he said that. So, oh, okay. I think we talked about it. We just talked about everything because this episode was so paper thin. Like
we haven't had the conversation about LaForge trying to talk to Data and try and convince him with the power of friendship.
The power of friendship.
and we haven't yet. I mean, we kind of talked about it at the very beginning, but we never actually got to like the plan falls apart because it was a stupid plan, and then she takes over the Titan, and she's like, I'm in charge now, and random extra number 1 gets killed, and 7 is facing the wrong way on the bridge, and
yeah, it's convenient how the person helping you kicked all the people off of your ship. Thanks.
True.
Oh,
yeah.
sorry, just saying.
Wait, what?
Yes, yeah.
The person kicking you off the ship?
Remember a few episodes
when
Ro
was like,
took all the people off the ship and doomed them to death with the changelings?
Well, it makes
Doom them
sense
to
to
death.
think about the fact that the show writers knew that they needed to be able to have the 7-man strike team from the Shrike be able to overpower the crew of the Titan. So they had to make the Titan's crew get smaller.
Man, that is a badass ship. It can be run by 5 people. It's pretty big.
Well, it's like the ship in the new Star Trek movie #1 that was the massive planet-destroying mining vessel with like 3 people on it. You know, like
True. True. Yeah. These aren't like city-sized ships or anything like that. Yeah. Hundreds of families don't live on them or anything. No.
Yeah, so okay, we did talk about, so apparently the shields are failing, and so there's a 3-way intersection, and that's where Sydney and Jack are trapped, and there's 2 of those goons. There's the commander of the goons, the XO, and then there's the 7-foot-tall XO. And then there's another goon or something.
Wait, you said a three-way intersection. I thought we're talking about Vatic, Lakudis, and Data again. Sorry, I'll get back on topic.
Jesus Christ, Steve! Jesus Christ!
3-way intersection. I guess I don't.
We talked about. We already talked about. We already talked about. Yeah, we already talked about Vatic and her creation, right? We talked about that, right?
For what?
Vatic and her being created by the Federation and everything.
Everything you've ever liked was actually wrong and evil. By the way, stop watching sci-fi shows and grow up and be an adult and stop being a kid. Sci-fi is dumb. That's what we learned. That's what we learned, guys. It's not enough to dislike the source material for the show that you got hired to write. It's not enough to dislike that. You have to also dislike the audience, and you have to overtly message the fact that you have no respect for what you're doing or people who like it. It's the Velma thing where like they literally just said, yeah, adults who watch cartoons are stupid, and it's like, it's such great humor, it's so witty, and they're just shitting on you while they're shitting on it.
Oh, okay. Wait, what'd you say, Prof?
I'm just looking forward to when when we talk about Jack going inside of her, and dancing like a meat puppet.
Yeah, let's talk about. Yeah, all right. So his eyes turn red, and then he takes possession of her. She rolls and tucks and rolls and.
What's the red dragon's name in Aragon?
I don't know.
Murtagh is the rider. Thorn. Thorn is the dragon.
Thorn? Okay. So, Thorn confirmed.
Oh, by the way, Picard says, I didn't know. That was a season 1 Picard moment right there.
He didn't know what? Anything?
When Vatic was yelling and screaming at him about how bad the Federation is compared to the Dominion. Federation was the evil. They did the whole genocide thing, and they bring up DS9, bring up what happens in DS9. I mean, yeah, they did cure them, but the thing was in that
right.
there was in the so you want to do a good 10-part serial, right? Watch Deep Space Nine's final 10 episodes, and that's how you do a 10-episode serial arc. But the thing is, that was built up over several seasons, and the season that was currently running. But and I think the third or fourth to last episode, they lure the Section 31 agent Sloan to Deep Space Nine, saying they leaked something, and it's O'Brien and Bashir basically capture him, and they hold him hostage. They hold him hostage, and they go into his mind to find out what the formula is for the antivirus for the founders, everything. And they feel like that was the key to ending the war. Because let's be honest, fighting the Dominion are ruthless. Like, they will fight to the last man if necessary. All of their soldiers, all of the administrators are bred. So replenishing resources is not a problem for them. So,
yeah, he was in the show. He was in the show long enough to be like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and then hearing that again just made me think of season 1, and I was just like, "Fuck this!"
It's like, why doesn't he actually do something captainly and be like, "Fuck you, bitch"?
He was he acted like a captain for a few scenes in episode and with Ro, and that was it.
Like, he shouldn't be folding like that. He should be acting like a captain and be like,
or have some freaking agency here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I didn't know, and I'm crying again.
Yeah. Like, both him and Beverly were just like looking like they were the bad guys. So it's just stupid at this point. Like, seriously.
What do you think of the reveal when she's like, Jack is sort of your son, but not really your son. Maybe he's my son, but not yours.
Okay.
Like, it's like, what is happening?
All right. So, yeah, she
it's like, I'm
like,
Beverly's a changeling, confirmed. Beverly is Vatic, confirmed. The thrill is in there. Yes, you're right. The thrill took over Jack. Yes, he became better. He became Jack 2.0. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. I don't know, man. This whole it's like mystery box stacked on top of mystery box stacked on top of mystery box, and it's just like they're now crossing over into mystery box like Armageddon, and it's just like blurg. It's just so weird. It's just answer something, answer something, and like answer something. It's just like, you still haven't answered what the fuck is up with Jack. Now you're questioning whether Jack is really who. It's like, can we slow the roll down and finish something first before we start doing all the things. We're doing all the things. It's like, it's just like, come on, like, it's like, how is he not Beverly's son? Did she just imagine?
Maybe he's a shapeshifter. Maybe he doesn't know he's a shapeshifter. Or the other thing, maybe he's a power wraith. So in DS9, you have the prophets that basically run the wormhole that takes them from Alpha Quadrant to the Gamma Quadrant. Well, there's these. Prophets have their enemies, and they're called the Pares. And when they possess people, they give people red eyes. That's why the Pare. That's why the Pare theory is a big deal.
So that's we're only like 8 episodes in. Let's just introduce another plot point from that we don't have time to explain properly.
So, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, he's a Pare, and he has the ability to possess people. And
are they rare?
Something like
are Pares rare?
They're supposed to be sealed in the fire caves on Bajor.
So how did Beverly give birth to a power wraith with Jean-Luc Picard's semen?
I don't know.
The
I
changeling
don't know.
crawled up her
I don't-
beach.
Okay, so it's.
Oh,
I mean,
okay. I like it. So the changeling. Okay, so the changeling went into the fire caves of Moria, stole some DNA from one of the Power Race, crawled into Picard's wee hole, or the other way around, and then impregnated Beverly Crusher with.
Yeah, so Beverly went into the fire caves, and maybe that's where she found out she got pregnant. Maybe he's not actually Picard's son.
So you're telling me she screwed a Power Wraith in the fire caves of Moria because she? But
she
what's
didn't
it have
know
to? But wait, what's that have to do with Jean-Luc Picard being the father?
Probably, she probably thought it was him. She probably thought it was him.
Is he a Power Wraith too? Oh,
she had sex with a goat, with an incorporeal life form before.
A goat? Were you about to say goat?
She had sex with a nerdporeal life form before?
She had sex with a goat?
Nerdporeal, you dog.
Was this in the fire caves of Moria with the other guys? Were they sacrificing a goat and she just she's like, I can't help it. Ah! What was she doing there? How did she get there? I don't know. How did she find them? Why is Picard?
Or maybe Picard. Maybe Picard's a Power Wraith, and he's. Well, here's the thing: there was something weird about Picard. There was something weird about Picard that they found, and that they think it was aromatic. Maybe he's got some Power Wraith in him.
You know why Picard did not know he had a son?
And he passed it on to Jack.
You know why? You know why he didn't know?
Why?
Because she screwed the corpse.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
All right. I think the last 5 minutes are probably demonstration of the disdain that we treat this episode with. Like,
I don't know. I like the Fire Caves of Moria storyline.
I was gonna say that sounds way more interesting. Can we get that story?
Can we just figure out how how she got impregnated and what it has to do with Power Race?
Seriously, Beverly Crusher getting railed by a fire ghost sounds way more. This episode was shit. Okay, there. Episode summarized.
Oh my God! 5 Caves of Bajoria. Okay, Fire Caves of Bajoria. Okay.
So I think the only thing that this episode has actually instilled is the panel has now given the chat something new to look up on Rule 34 is Crusher and Power Wraiths.
On the Fire Caves of Moria.
I'm not sure if that's a good contribution to the universe.
Fire caves have to be involved. There has to be fire caves. If
by the way,
not correct.
I guess you're welcome, chat. Like you guys do you. It's a little weird, but like
fire caves
it's out there. I'm sure.
Okay, sorry.
By the way, they found out the weakness. They can track the shapeshifters now because Vatic told them to. Told them how to do it.
Because she's
naming the project in the first place.
Highlight Lady B's comment right there. She solved the mystery.
This one?
Nope. Next one.
Oh, that one's pretty good too.
It's all.
So the Paw Race are living in there? Oh my God! Wow!
It's not the fire caves of Bajor, it's the fire caves of Beverly.
We've
God.
Oh my God. Wow, Lady B. And to answer your question
These
from
writers
earlier,
should
I've
feel
been
proud
to
of
one Star
themselves.
Trek convention.
Oh my God. Oh, that was great.
These writers feel proud of themselves.
But like this episode, did this episode need to exist? I have to ask, did this episode need to exist?
Nope.
Like, if did anything really happen of consequence other than them taking over the ship?
Well, Vatic proved she's a good guy because she gave them the tools she needed to track all of the bad guys. So, she's really a good man. She is playing 8D chess because she's just that good. So she pretended to take over the Titan, but gave them the means to destroying the bad guys.
See, the worst part was that this was so, like, you knew something like that was going to happen just based on the casting. Like, you knew when they hired a gender ambiguous woman to be the bad guy that there was no way that they were going to let her be an actual bad guy. Just
She's also playing the same character from Hunger Games.
yes.
What character? I've never seen Hunger Games.
She's playing the character she played. What Beta is it? Is it Beta or whatever? What's her name? Wireless or whatever. Wireless.
She's basically Stephen A. Smith of the Hunger Games.
Stephen A. Smith. Oh boy.
She's playing the exact same character. She's got doing the stutter thing. She's doing the weird, thing. It's the same character.
Okay,
All I
Joseph
know
Dredd,
is
I'm
me-
offended that you even brought this up. Even though Seinfeld's
No,
about
no,
nothing,
you can't do
Seinfeld is
that.
awesome.
Don't put no. So at least I would laugh at
True.
Seinfeld.
Seinfeld was a show about nothing. This show is ostensibly about something. It's
Tries
just
to be.
terrible.
It thinks it's about something, but it doesn't know what. Fire caves and
I think an airing of grievances is in order against Joseph Dredd right now.
oh my, is it Festivus?
Are we gonna have feats of strength?
I got a lot of problems with you people.
I got Rob problems with you people, and you're going to hear about it. Oh my
Where's
god!
the poll? Where's the Festivus poll?
Festivus. Oh man,
rest of
episode
this.
not good. That's my final verdict. Sorry.
How much out of 10? How many?
Oh,
How many? How many?
Nap time
How
out of
many
10.
fire? How many
Fire
Beverly
caves?
Fire caves out of 10?
How many Paw-Roos and fire caves out of 10? Is it Paw-Ras?
Power rates.
Paw-Race.
Power
mean-
rise.
Paw-Ras.
So, Steve, you said you fell asleep during it. I
pretty sure I
literally felt like I had an aneurysm watching this. Like I was like confused and disoriented, like I was president of the United States battling stairs. And
What did you watch it with your wife? What'd she think?
No, she
No,
pieced out, didn't she?
You gave up.
She's a smart woman from what I hear. She
I have
pieced
not
the fuck out.
subjected her to this. It's illegal to abuse
Good
your
man.
spouse if you didn't
Good
know
man.
that. Like
Good man.
I would
Good
be I would be imprisoned. You can't.
Yeah. Well,
I can't
or,
do to
or
her what you've done to the three of
she
us.
may have looked
Yeah,
up
yeah.
how
I
to
know.
make a noose on Bing and done that.
So it's official.
Beverly.
It's official. All my friends hate me now because I made them watch.
Oh, I
Picard.
don't hate you. It's sort of funny. I like our lore better. The fire caves of Beverly Crusher.
But
Agreed.
so
It
next
is
week
decided.
apparently are we going to learn?
That's the new
Are we going to
canon.
learn next week what? So the last thing that is said in this episode is Jack. It's time to learn who you truly are, and then boom, boom,
Gosh,
boom,
it's
and
gonna
then
be
it ends.
so bad. It's gonna be so bad. Like it's just gonna be. They're not gonna actually explain anything, right? Like the mystery box has to continue mystery boxing. So they're just gonna. It's gonna be just edging itself with its bullshit fucking plot, and nothing's gonna happen. It's
2 tribbles. I like that rating.
Not just 2 tribbles, 2 attack tribbles.
I was gonna say
2
the
attack
tribbles,
tribbles?
right?
What are those?
Yeah. The genetic.
Remember the tribbles that went for Worf and they had like teeth? They had like teeth here, had teeth there,
the one
had
with the
teeth there. It was like a freaking face hugger. It was like the
Yeah,
face hugger in the
facehugger.
2 scene from Aliens.
It made me think of the little like lamprey kind of mouth from the little bats inside the asteroid worm in Star Wars.
Oh, the Minox?
Yeah, the Minox. There you go.
Yeah, kind of like that too. Yeah, I'd be scared. Yeah, I hated that. It took me out of the episode. Just so that Riker can make a quip. That's why they put it in there.
Did you know what we haven't talked about? So we mentioned that what's her face, terrible Rafi wasn't in this episode. I liked how they yeeted Worf out of this episode too, with like nothing but like a single line of dialogue where it's like, yeah, our crew is like barely manned and like everybody's a changeling. Off camera though, we sent Worf on a cool mission. That's probably a better thing. You guys should have been watching that. Worf was probably cutting changelings in half.
Every scene that have had them, in an episode is the B plot was the worst of the two. So maybe this was a blessing in disguise. Okay, maybe
it
not.
Can't have possibly been worse than the A plot in this episode, though, right? Like, can it?
It can, like Theon Greyjoy says, it can always get worse. So,
I was gonna say the crazy thing about this is, as bad as this dog shit 3 of 10 episode was, we are still miles better than the previous 2 seasons. Like, so there's always, we can always go lower. Like, it is insane to think about, but this episode is a top 3rd episode of Star Trek Picard.
Oof.
Just if you want to put things really in perspective.
I don't know. I haven't watched season 2. I tried to watch episode 1 like a month right before the season came out. Couldn't do it. And the first 3 episodes of season 2 were supposed to be the best, because the rest of the season just descends into chaos.
His daughter, like the savior of the galaxy, at? Does one of those exist? Okay, sorry, I'm not going to go.
You're talking about Data, the savior? Yeah, they
Data's daughter.
They push her to the side.
Yeah. Shaban or whatever her name is, Sheboygan.
Who?
I don't know. I don't care.
Sheboygan?
I'm just saying shit. Sheboygan, yeah.
I like both Shaban from Banshee and Sheboygan. Why you gotta shit on both of
Shaban
them?
from Banshee is fucking like 9 out of 10, bro. Like, God.
And Shaban in Succession is such a bitch.
No, that's Siobhan. Different. There's a V.
No, Shaban. It's
Yeah.
Shaban.
Siobhan.
Weird, names in a row there, man.
Siobhan is in Banshee. She's a hot cop. Siobhan is a redheaded firecracker Irish lady in Succession. Shiv. That's why they call her Shiv. Siobhan. Sorry.
So the question, Salty, is where are the holes? That's what.
Okay, so
ask.
Next episode predictions.
Where'd you get hit?
We're going to delve into the fire caves of Beverly Crusher. Beverly Crusher. It's Beverly Crusher now.
Don't be ridiculous. That's something I would actually want to watch.
And well, no, because because what's her name will cut her hand off, and the jellyhead will tell her she needs to go into the fire caves. So and then Jack will stop her. And then Jack will stop her by going inside her mom with the red eyes.
It's the cutting hand thing, just the ultimate way to do the stranger. Is that what Jack is going to be exploring that next episode?
Am I down to talk about Final Fantasy VII theories after this? You are much more seasoned than I am, but if you want to message me, go for it. Absolutely. I have my PS5, so we're See, I should be writing this down. I gotta start my hub account. The Fire Caves of Crusher. That sounds like wrap that shit up.
So I agree. Star Trek is a great brand, and you've never watched Picard season 1, 2. Do not watch those seasons. Don't watch it. Don't watch it. All it did was upset me seeing that first season. But the reason why I'm so tough on this, and the reason why we're so well, friends here are very, very good with. They've watched a lot more television than I have. I'm the Star Trek fan. Even this doesn't even match up to the tight writing of earlier Trek. Like, this is not this. There's nothing tight. There's nothing. There's no tight plot. There's very barely any plot. There's no world building. This galaxy, this thing which is supposed to be a greater galactic event, just feels so freaking small.
Yeah. No,
and they have a much larger budget than they've ever had in any of the shows in the 90s. And they had to produce way more episodes. So it's bullshit.
It's just the same. Look, it's just CW stuff. That's all. Like Batwoman stuff. That's it just really is. It's just it is. No matter what anybody says, it's feelings in hallways. I mean, you literally have a scene where the girl you get the inner monologue of the girl in the elevator going, "Is he gonna touch my hand? It's not like we're about to die or anything, but maybe he's gonna make a move." It's like, what the fuck? Like,
I can't even say that it's CW. CW is at least not like self-loathing in the way that this show comes across. Like the CW shows, like they're at least like having fun with it. Like it might be shit, but like they're generally making an earnest effort. And sometimes they're even having a good time, like making fun of themselves and the genre and stuff like that. Sometimes
Alex
there's some
begs
okay
to differ.
CW shows. Sure,
I see you, Alex.
I get what Alex is saying. Again, I'm not saying that they're good shows, but I'm saying that like they're not spiritually bankrupt. This show hates itself. The people making this show are mad that like this is what their career has come to. They think they're better than this.
You might want to rephrase. Spiritually bankrupt sounds like the definition of the CW.
I feel like you need to watch the 9,000th Batman spinoff on the CW currently going at the
Is this Bat Turtle?
I guess maybe I'm thinking of all the like kind of CW like fantasy shows, like your I don't know, like I guess some of these aren't even really CW shows. They're just kind of described as CW fantasy. Your Shannara Chronicles and shit like that. Like it's just
you're kind of freeform, I think.
It's just things that just get dumped on to it's like it's this fantasy show or this whatever strong female lead. She goes around, she cuts off vampires' heads, and whatever, right? The Van Helsings and Shannara Chronicles and like all of these kind of.
You're one generation of CW removed.
That's the problem. I haven't watched the last couple years.
About the CW of 4 to 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sword of Shannara is pretty old at this point. Yeah, CW is transformed into.
Joseph, I understand what you're saying. Those shows are terrible. They were awful shows. I got it. I'm not saying that they're not. I'm just saying that at least in my conception of what the CW is, and I will concede. I haven't watched their channel in a couple of years, so fair point.
Pretty Little Liars is a top show.
Supernatural, Smallville, Buffy, Xena.
Yeah,
there were a couple of bangers on the CW that stuck around, but the CW in its current rendition is a truly godforsaken hellhole.
It's depraved at this point.
They got sold for nothing.
All right.
They lost money on this stuff.
$1.
$1 they sold it for.
I mean, Fitz, I legitimately looked up if I could buy the CW. And they said, yes, we're selling it for $1, but you also have to take on like $20.4 million in debt. So if it had just been $1, I would have owned the CW.
You're all fired. Yes.
I would have thrown a 20 in there.
I will admit that. Okay, I accept the point that you guys are making that the current CW, and I guess when I think of this conversation we're having about the feelings in hallway and her being like, oh, he's so cute, I hope he touches my hand, I was thinking of the older CW stuff that was just like preteen girl garbage, right?
Yes, we got one hot woman who's like 20, one hot guy who's like 25, and then we just base the show around hinting that they're gonna fuck at some point.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Everybody in Picard is fucking 85 though, so it's just gross to think about.
And that's kind of the point that I was making, that compared to that same scene in the CW show of 5 years ago that would have had that scene, this show is self-loathing and hateful. Like, that's what I was trying to say.
Okay. Well, I'm still thinking about Alex's CW, where it's nothing but black screens till ad revenue, till ad commercials. So it's just the screen is just black until commercials come on, and it's all commercials for like Rexalti or Truvada
commercial channel.
It's all just prescription drug commercials.
I gotta say, I'm kind of offended by this.
$1 million to just have a cameraman follow her around.
I'll be honest, I'm kind of offended by this tweet. I don't think it's fair to Detroit crack houses to compare them to the CW.
Ooh.
Personally.
Ooh. Have you been?
Can't say. But
yes.
I guess that's the episode. I guess we kind of talked about it.
I just want to know who he's going to be inside next.
So Pips, you're saying that this season is supposed to be. You feel that this season is self-loathing, which is so funny because everybody's saying, Metalis is, a fan. He's going to bring Star Trek back to the way it was. He wrote for Enterprise. He was the editor on Voyager and everything. He was an assistant to Brandon Braga. Blah blah blah. It's funny to hear that. And just to see just how, like, going back, when the first thing I thought when you said that was just the idea of the Federation being evil or Starfleet being evil, especially with that whole not a bombshell, because we kind of saw all that coming with Vadic and just making them feel guilty. That's where I'm thinking you're coming from saying that, right? Or were you thinking of something else with that? Led to the whole self-loathing.
So it's all of that, right? So it's the destruction of their own canon and lore, right? So there's the self-loathing there that it's like they're a preteen girl who's into cutting, like they're just doing damage to themselves, right? Like that's what they are. They're not doing. It's not productive. It's not good. It's not healthy. They're just doing damage to themselves, and that's a sorry and sad position to be in. And then there's the other part where I legitimately think that the writers, it comes across in the dialogue, it comes across in the way that they treat the characters. It's not just that they dislike Star Trek and everything that's come before. They dislike the Star Trek that they're making. Like, they don't respect their own story or their own characters, let alone the previous story and characters. The fact that it's an incoherent mess that can't be bothered to get its own stuff and consistency right. The fact that it creates these characters that clearly they hate and you hate. Like it's spiritually bankrupt. It's self-loathing because like who is supposed to be watching this and liking what they're seeing? Like a
lot of people now.
Like who is feeling uplifted by literally anything that's happening? And that's what I would say.
A lot of people, apparently. That's what's weird about this whole thing.
I disagree with your characterization, Phipps. I legitimately think, and this is actually even worse, I think they're trying their best. Like, they're trying to do something good, and they're just utterly incapable. And I to an extent, I almost feel bad for them. Being handcuffed to a fucking 88-year-old fucking geriatric as a main character has to suck. Having to bring in 9 different characters because the studio demands it has to suck. Having to rebuild after 2 of the worst seasons in the history of television has to suck.
Yeah.
But much like, episodes 7 and 8 of Wheel of Prime, just because you have a difficult task doesn't give you permission to suck. So you think they're hateful and they don't like what they're doing. I disagree. I think they do like what they're doing, and they're just untalented dipshits.
Like I've said before, I feel that there has not been much of, especially with current television. I feel this is true in all industries, that there hasn't been really much, they're not fostering, mentorships, with younger writers, younger, professionals in general. And and people are just not learning how to write stories in this case. And people in Hollywood, it's just who you know at this point. It's not what you know, it's who you know now. Well, actually, no, that's probably always been the case, but they used to always, Hollywood was stricter back then. They knew what they were doing, and there was competition. Now there's the competition element that network television used to provide has kind of been removed. And streaming, just like people can just do whatever the fuck they want. And they're like, you have a show for us. It's a brand. You're done. So they can write anything they want. They're not up against. I don't think they fear competition anymore.
That's an interesting point. That the TV model, it used to be like, as a TV show, like you had to pull in some numbers in your demographics and in your like time slot, right? Or you got canceled, right? Whereas now all these streaming services, they're producing TV products, but they're not being run like a TV company. They're being run like a tech startup, where like it's fine if we lose money year over year over year somehow. Like whatever, we're never going to be profitable ever, but somehow we still make money. We still have all of this new crap coming out. People keep dumping money in. It'll be interesting. This is off topic, but it'll be interesting. Hey, liquidity in investable cash is going down, right? We might, hopefully, maybe see a return to actual good content coming out, because the funding train to prop up quarterly failings is not going to be there for these streaming services. They're going to have to consolidate. They're going to have to start making products that customers actually want instead of this shit.
Aren't they? They're already consolidating, aren't they? Like, it feels like it.
Some of them are. Disney
Some of them are,
definitely is.
Yeah.
Netflix had to. Prime
Paramount.
Video
I think
still-
Paramount Plus has merged with somebody else again.
Paramount Plus and Peacock now, I think, are.
Yeah. Well, I think it's whatever. It doesn't matter, but I think it's already begun. I think hopefully, and maybe that'll maybe that'll return to actual wanting to make a profit on something.
So right now, the future of Trek is Starfleet Academy. Starfleet Academy. If that's not going to go totally CW of CW, I made a funny tweet about that, quote tweet. I'm surprised I haven't been blocked by Paramount Plus yet. But hey,
Shadow banned you.
Probably that absolutely. Starfleet Academy, which is going to be, it's going to be just like the Jack and the Sydney thing that we saw yesterday that's going to be the entire series. That they're going to make an entire series, and that's going to be Starfleet Academy. Take some of the 2009 Star Trek element, mix that with Jack and Sydney, and so Jack and Sydney are going to Starfleet Academy. They're going to be the stars of that show, and that's what's going to happen. And it's going to be that in Section 31. They're 4 years later. They announced they're going to do Section 31. I was hoping that would be shelved forever, but there's no. If this is the best that they can do in the last 6 years now. 2017 is when Discovery first started, season 1. There's no future. This brand is going to have to either go into hibernation and come back with some real talent, or it should just be laid to rest. Like just stop making crap.
It's a dead brand.
It is. Like I have no interest in watching or even rewatching this series. I mean, maybe next 3 episodes, as highly unlikely as that sounds, maybe they'll be very good. Maybe there's a payoff there that we're just not seeing. But as far as 7 episodes in, I highly doubt that at this point. But less and less people, this is not rewatchable stuff. This is not rewatchable. You watch it again. This is made for people that only watch stuff once. I have a friend who watches shows only once, and that's it. He's a very busy guy. He's a dad. He's got 2 kids and another child on the way. He watches stuff once, and he likes everything. And that's fine. That's fine. I mean, I have nothing but respect for him. and we argue all the time about stuff. But that's what I mean. But that's what these shows are made for. These shows are not made for nerds who like to rewatch and analyze and get something new out of watching a new episode, like the earlier Treks did. This is for that for that type of viewer.
I feel a little insulted. I only watched these once.
And of course, that type of viewer.
What a nerd are you, Pips?
One with a good memory. I don't know.
Yeah, true.
Except for this show. Again, I'm glad that we talked through it play by play, because I forgot what happened in this episode. Like it wasn't a coherent enough story to remember. Like it didn't make sense, and so your brain doesn't hold on to the details.
That's what I was going through yesterday watching the episode live. I'm like, what's going on here? We had to rewind a few times. Remember, Steve?
Yeah, I know. I think you're the man that needs to put together a video of everything wrong with this season, because I was just browsing around for a minute, and Daniel's out there on a limb. Good man, Daniel, friend of all of our channels, I think.
Great guy.
Made a video. Go support him. I haven't watched the video yet, but he's sort of on the same. He sort of thinks the same as us. So I am quite amazed at the lowering of expectations and the bar of good being so low with some of these opinions. And then coming back with tell me why you don't like it. It's like we have hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of reasons why it's not good. I don't have hours and hours and hours of people saying why it's good, other than it's not woke, and it reminds you of the characters you like are back. The writing stinks, the acting stinks, the cinematography stinks. Half of the CGI stinks. Like I don't understand why is it good? Because there's characters have returned, and it's not woke. So I'm being serious there. You might take some heat, but I know you don't care because you're speaking from the heart, and I know you are. But you are somebody that's very knowledgeable about Star Trek. I think you're very fair. You've been very fair to the season. And I think that there's something to be saying to stating facts in a long form video of why this is not what everybody is trying to say it is. And that's the other thing. I don't know what people are trying to say this is. I hear a lot of it's good and nothing behind it.
Have you watched any videos? I have not watched. I've not watched any videos because there's positivity almost everywhere. So,
I mean, I guess I need to go out. Well, I don't have a dog in this fight. I just I'm watching it with you guys because you needed some wingmen to try and get through this. But anything I've read off Twitter, anything I've read from comments from people's comments on YouTube videos is just I like it. Okay. The lower maybe we're wrong and we're not going into an age of good television. We're going into an age where they've won and our expectations have been so lowered that they can get away with producing this shit.
That's what I'm thinking.
We have been bombarded with such bad cinema and bad TV shows. We've been bombarded with them endlessly that it is finally corrupted and taken over people's brains to where they get something that's like, oh, that's sort of interesting and there's no woke nonsense in it, so that's good.
I mean, there's been good stuff, but most of the good stuff that we've been seeing lately, with the exception of maybe Stranger Things, has been outside of genre.
The good stuff is very minimal when it comes to it's entrenched with terrible stuff.
Yeah,
and it's like look, I know there's been points in this show where you've enjoyed it, but the writing's definitely not good.
Nope.
It's just not good.
Nope.
The acting is not good. I mean, when Patrick Stewart is on the screen, it except for that one episode with Roe, it's physically painful. Riker's the only one. Riker and Worf, I feel like, are the only ones putting in the work when it comes to the acting. And the person and the actor that did Roe was actually pretty good. But Rafi is atrocious. Jack is terrible.
You don't like Jack? We never really talked about
he's
Aragon.
He's just like smoldering eyes and feelings. Like, I don't. It's just I don't know.
Yeah, it seems like every scene with him is like feelings with Picard or feelings with Beverly. I'm not, or I'm different.
Yeah. So here, Jack Crusher is quite literally the self-insert character in bad fan fiction. His powers are very nebulous, but he's powerful. He has a close personal relationship with everyone in the cast, and everything is about him. This is bad fan fiction writing. And I won't go so far as to say he's not even important enough to be sort of a traditional Mary Sue, but he's right there. I mean, it's like he's meant to be a vessel for the audience, but they like lose track of him for large portions of an episode because, if this is supposed to, this show is nobody's story. Like, Picard isn't involved in it for long periods. Jack isn't involved in it for long periods. It's just.
So I just thought about this. How pissed are you going to be if he's another clone? What if he's another clone of Jean-Luc Picard?
You mean a changeling, or he's just
a
clone?
He's a direct clone. That's why he's his father. That's why Beverly's kept it secret and hush hush all this time. He's just a clone.
That would really piss me off because in general, I dislike it when
they already did it. I
dislike it when the mystery box is just the show or the movie or the writers just lying to the audience.
Dredd said it just. They already did it. They've already done that. But do you put it over them to do it again? I don't. I could see a real world where he is just a clone.
He can't be just a clone because he's got his stupid mystery box.
I mean,
he's a clone that was experimented on.
Yeah,
maybe he was a clone baby that was in the lab when they were experimenting on the changelings, and some changeling goo went into his freaking petri dish. I don't know. I mean, it could be as simple as that. They were in the same lab.
Yep.
Did we ever find out what Hellbird means from the very first episode when Beverly calls Picard and she's like, Hellbird?
I think it's
they said what it was. It was forgettable. It was from a past mission that Hellbird was just some mission that they were on or log or something like that. I don't remember what it was. It was stupid. It was it was like the question with Tuvok about like, oh, we used to play this game, and he's like, I know what you mean. Like it was because it seems like she knew more than we knew, but then when we meet her, she didn't know anything or barely knew anything. So it was just Anthro has the answer there. It was a callback to a mission that they'd been on where they changed the coordinates, the grid coordinates by one, right? They added one to all the grid coordinates, and that was the correct thing. So she sent them coordinates and then said Hellbird, and he modified the coordinates and then knew where to go. That's what it was.
I don't quite get how he knew that, but then again,
I know we need to wrap up here, but I feel like we're going in, and I know I'm the negative rage bait or whatever. Not really, but I know that's my persona, right? I feel like we're going into a darker time. I think it's going to get worse. because now not only are we going to have to fight the really bad TV shows that are really bad, we're going to have this subsect of people who are willing to take this crap and call it good. And then you're going to have people coming out going, well, you just hate everything. And it's like, no, you are just fooled into thinking that this is different when it's exactly the same. Nothing has changed. This is all the same. It's all the tricks. It's all the member berries. It's everything we used to call out. Not a year ago. This is everything we used to call out, but we now have a group. We have groups of people calling it good, so people are now saying it's good. It's a shift, and that sounds like conspiracy theory, but it's happening. There's a shift somewhere in here where, you're told it's good and you believe it because, well, I trust these people. They told me it's good.
And let's just say that's kind of changed. Let's just say that my opinion has changed quite a bit. So, but okay, but we have to wrap this up. It's been over 2 hours. Alex looks like he's gonna freaking die if we don't get him some help. So. Is there anything you guys wanted to promote? I think isn't there like a Lord of the Rings thing tomorrow? I'm only on chapter 3 of book 2, so I am way behind you guys.
Yep.
So the ring is going right now. The ring is going south for me.
So we're reading up to only chapter 5 of book 1 of the Two Towers. So when you say chapter 3 of book 2, do you mean the Two Towers is book 2?
No, there's only one book 2, and that's in Fellowship. You're talking book 3.
Yep. Right answer.
Hold on. So hold on. Right there. He said exactly what I'm thinking. Anthroparian. You and me on the same page. There it is.
Yeah, no. I mean, there's been, Metalis has been on with several people.
Yep.
I mean, and yeah, so.
Just found the right people to influence. That's all.
Anyway, so we're doing chapters 1 through 5, it's gonna be on. Also, Alex is going to release a parent video at some point. I keep on telling him. I've every single sign off I think for the last month. It's 99% complete, right, Alex?
It is.
Next year it'll be out. Yeah.
What's up, Gadfly?
Tomorrow,
you were great. You were great on with the White Cloaks. I'll just say this: don't watch the season. Don't watch the season. The season has been the hype. The hype is nothing but a lemon at this point. So
it's crazy. It's a crazy time. Who thought this battlefield of good would be on PICARD season 3?
A show that's not even worthy of that.
It's not even close. It's not even close.
No. All right, so parent video and another White Cloak, another White Cloak stream. Nice. Okay.
Wait, voiceovers. I wasn't invited for Avienda.
Avienda's not in it.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Damn it.
Unlike the show, Parent doesn't bone Avienda in the book.
Shit. I got mixed up. I'm sorry. I got mixed up.
Wait, you think Parent's going to bone Avienda? Avienda's going to bone Parent.
Yeah. Let's not get... Okay, we got to end. Sorry.
Okay, your shit choice.
Okay, Steve, what's going on with you? You're going to make another Rage video?
Of course. The Rage will spill. Don't you worry. Now, I am remonetized. Thank you to everybody who was able to stay members. Membership is active again, so are all my emojis. So if you'd like to become a member again over there, let me know.
Did people's members get dropped?
All of them. They all got dropped. So I was down to 0 when it came back. Well, I was down to 5. So I think they just reactivated before I got back, but I'm back to 9. So thank you for everybody that's rememberized or whatever we call it. But emoji's active. I'm making a calendar badge for 12-month members. So you can have yourself a calendar when you become a 12-month member. And yeah, maybe a surprise if I can get to it tomorrow morning. And videos galore, rage coming. There's lots to be angry about. So there's this fine line between being angry and depressed. So I'm just gonna try and stay angry.
All right, just like a certain certain content creator.
Real quick, so me and Alex decided we're gonna try and do Ted Lasso tomorrow or Sunday night at 9. So I know you got a stream going on. I hope that's after you're done. So 9 Eastern. We're gonna talk Ted Lasso. Hopefully, maybe Mags and Zach will be able to get there. Everybody's schedule is very busy, so but you know we had to do it sometime.
Season 1 and 2.
Season 3 is season 3 so far is great too, man. It's
I don't think it's as good. I think it's lost. It's lost some of its luster.
I don't know. I'm enjoying it.
Watch
I'm enjoying
it. Sunday, guys.
So okay, so a Ted Lasso stream, huh? Okay,
Yes,
so that means I'm gonna have to do my shit earlier then.
Well, no, what time? I thought you were going at like 7 or something.
7 Central, which is 8 your time.
Well, I'll figure it out.
I'll have to do earlier then. So
if I have to go a little later, that's fine.
So yeah, I wanted to do a stream talking about a few movies, a few recent movies that I saw. One was John Wick 4, which I really enjoyed. I want to rewatch it and be ready for that. And I saw a movie that Pips actually recommended, and I actually liked it. I actually liked the Dungeons and Dragons movie. So, I saw it last night, and I'll be honest, I was pretty tired last night, and I fell asleep during the final fight or portions of the final fight, so I didn't remember it. So I went back to the theater this morning and watched it again. So I saw this movie twice. I paid twice. I bought 2 tickets. So that's why I didn't respond to you right away when you messaged me saying what I thought. So
was the final fight worth it?
Well, I mean, it was. I mean, there were other things I fell asleep towards, like them being like after they were captured, after they got through that little maze thing. I started dozing off. So, but it wasn't because of the movies, because I was tired. I guess streaming does that. I don't know. Or maybe it was watching that PICARD episode. Maybe that PICARD episode really drained my energy. But I went and watched it again this morning. Didn't fall asleep and was happy. I laughed at the same jokes. I saw this movie twice. I laughed at the same jokes twice. That should say something right there. So it was funny. The tongue-in-cheek stuff was actually good. So, and I'm a normie, so I don't know shit about Dungeons and Dragons. So I don't have. It's not like Star Trek where I'm going to be comparing it to other stuff. I had nothing to compare this to except the characters were likable. There was nobody was outshined. Everybody had the roles. I liked everybody, and it just I was happy. I was happy that they were happy at the end, and it was a typical feel good movie from decades past, and sometimes that's all people want.
Do you think that my comparison to like kind of early MCU movies, do you think that was fair?
I think I liked it. I mean, yeah, I really liked the first Iron Man. So yeah,
because that was the question that people asked. They're like, "Well, is it as good as like the first Iron Man?" And I was like,
I mean,
I think
I don't know if it's
Iron
as
Man
good as the first Iron Man, but like it's hard to compare to apples and oranges.
Bye, Alex.
Yeah, Alex. I don't know. I thought that people are going to watch Iron Man for longer than people are going to watch this D&D movie. So from that perspective, it's not as good as the first Iron Man. But I feel like it's in the same ballpark. It had some good characters. It had some good humor. It was fun. It was a fun movie. But anyway, sorry.
Yeah. So it was so John Wick, Dungeons and Dragons, and then I wanted to just kind of touch upon because next week is the week. Before I was a Star Trek fan, which pretty much was big part of my adolescence. I was a Mario fan as a kid. So I played Mario ever since I was real young. So this is even older. Next week's movie is going to even be even older nostalgia for me. It's going to be almost as emotional. So I kind of want to talk about just it'd be like a pre-show talking about Mario So it'd be three things: John Wick, Dungeons and Dragons, and a little bit of Mario at the end. So that's why I was hoping Steve, you would join us for
I'll be
Mario
there.
and the John Wick stuff, because you saw John Wick. You didn't see John Wick, did you, Pips? No,
I have not seen it yet. No.
Awesome. It's long, but it's awesome. So
yeah.
That's it. I mean, that's it. And of course, I'm still working on my Metroid video, which is taking me forever. And there will be another whiskey stream in a few weeks, after Easter for reasons. Like a certain person gave up drinking for Lent. Won't say who. And so that should we'll have to figure out when a day. We're thinking of a Saturday, because Friday is when I do the stupid PICARD shit, because I'm definitely gonna need to drink. It'll be after the finale. It'll be the day after the finale, because I'm gonna need to bitch about something. There you go. Figured it out. So, but that depends on if you guys are available. So that we'll have to talk about that. So,
okay. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Oh my God.
My tolerance is going to be super low. It's going to be great.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna be crying. That's what's gonna fucking happen. So that, and then after PICARD, I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure out what stream. Oh yeah, Wheel of Time. I need to keep reading Dragon Reborn. I want to start that back up probably in maybe in 3 to 4 weeks or something. So get back onto Wheel of Time streams and everything. And
gonna have a lot of Dragon Reborn, because Mr. Ryan is reading Dragon Reborn right now. So.
Yeah, I'll have to maybe I'll have him as a guest.
We'll do our traditional, father son. But then of course it's always good to talk about, right? I mean, it's the best.
Yeah. So other than that, just thinking of other videos to make. I've been really slow about everything, so that's on me. But thanks guys for being here. This was a great panel. This is not a great episode. This is probably the worst episode of the season.
Very dull.
Like by far.
Makes no sense. Yep.
And just talking about we didn't even talk. What's funny was me, Salty, and Daniel and Gray. We barely talked about last week's episode. We were talking about better episodes from earlier, from the better era. So that just goes to show you that there's not much, the very paper thin story to talk about. Like, it's just,
it's bad. It's bad. Expectations at an all-time low.
I mean, we've been going for 2.5 hours, and 2 hours of that we're talking about red caves. So
yeah, we were just talking, making fun of stuff. Like, that was basically it. Just us making fun of everything and having a laugh at it.
There's probably some good clips of this this panel discussion.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, sure there is. So
all right.
Yeah. So subscribe to Prophet, subscribe to the White Cloaks, and if you want, subscribe to me. And like I said, just what the fuck was I going to say? I don't remember. Everybody, thanks for being here. Have a good night. And once again, if you get into discourse with people that disagree on stuff, just say why you disagree, point stuff out, and just try to just be civil. Don't attack them. Don't attack their character. Don't even say why you think they like it. Just let them say it and just be civil.
Yo, Nate Dogg, before we leave, I'm monetized again, bro. The dark times are over.
Yeah, no fire cave wars or whatever.
Fire caves of Beverly. Fire caves of Beverly. Just remember that. That's all you need to get out of this episode. Fire caves of Beverly. We did it.
So I forget, Pips, did you say you liked Mandalorian better than this, or is this better than Mandalorian?
Gosh, that's like
sandwich.
I mean, honestly, it's just like one of them is there's just no caring. Like you watch Mandalorian season 3 and you just don't care about literally anything that's happening. Like if his name wasn't, if it wasn't that everyone called him Mando and the Mandalorian and this kind of stuff, and that's the name of the show, you might forget that he's the main character. and he's not going to be the main character in the future. But other than him, like none of the other characters, you don't even know their names. Like they're literally so forgettable.
Oh.
Like, the episode ends, and you're like, the
It's
guy with
like
the
Prey.
face, right?
It's like Prey. You don't even know anybody's name in that show. That movie. Okay, there you go.
There's no emotional investment. There's no stakes. It just,
Sounds about right.
And then this, which is like actively offensive. Like I don't know which one of those is worse. Both of them are just wasting away your life. Like,
all right, okay, so all right, but that wraps up the stream. So everybody, take care.
Good night,
and have a good night. Stay incorporeal.
Hail the Lord Dragon.
Walk in the light.
Boom.